Following is a presentation of JAKIB Sports. Since the announcement by Eastern University that football was coming in the year 2023, the expectations of this mainline university have never been higher. Welcome to Eastern University Eagles football, airing live across the JAKIB Sports Network on YouTube and live across the JAKIB Sports Radio Network, the flagship radio station of the Eastern University Eagles. Philadelphia's AM 990. The answer. Let's go Eastern. Let's go EAGLES.
It's a Saturday afternoon of college football across the JAKIB Sports Network, and we're glad you are with us and welcome in to another season of Eastern Eagles football right here on JAKIB Sports. Joe Krause along with my partner Warren Schmidt and the coach Bernie Nowatarski. This is the year. This is where all the expectations for this football team are off the charts. They have reached a level where the expectation from the coach, from the players, from the president, across the board, there's big expectation this year.
And most importantly, with the team, right? 2021, hire Coach Billy Crocker. Great hire. 2022.
Pleasure. Thank you.
All right, go ahead, Warren.
And amen. Thanks to President Ron Matthews for giving the prayer there. So, I mean, we're excited, right? So, JV schedule 2022, 2023, win 2 games, but they lose to Stevenson at the end of the season. It catapults them for the next season to be ready. Next season, season 2, 5-5. Finish off the season beating FDU, and then this season they are rated 3 coming into the season in the MAC with 1 first place vote. Be really interesting to see what this team does. I know they're not watching the press clippings. I know they're going to do it on the field.
All right, let's pause for a moment, guys, for the national anthem.
Rush, rush, rise, and rise. For the land he was,
All right, as the festivities begin here on the opening night, let me get Coach B and bring him into the conversation. Ave Marie, the Amcats, are the opponent today, and that's who Eastern will open up with today. But as we said, Coach, coming into the start of the broadcast, the expectations are high. You've been in that seat for every game that's been played by this football team. What are your thoughts coming in terms of what Coach and Eastern, what we should expect from this football squad?
Well, they still they have to be the youngest team in the division at this point, but probably the youngest team with the most experience that we're going to see. So, coming back from the way they finished, I don't think anything above 500 is going to be acceptable. I mean, this is still a very young team, but way experienced.
I totally agree, Coach. And this is going to be, talking to Brett Knabb and a couple of players before the game, they're saying experience-wise, not age-wise, but experience-wise, this is the first team they've ever played that they have more experience on the field. And it's kind of funny. You look at this roster of Eastern and how many kids are from all over the country. Same thing with Anna Maria, the Amcats. If you look at their roster, there's some Philly kids. Now they're up in Worcester, Mass, which is a 5-hour drive. They have kids from all over the country too. So I'm going to give a shout out to Eric McNally. Eric McNally, the former athletic director, I'm sure looked at that school and said, "Hey, they have a diverse recruiting area all over the country. Let's put them on the schedule instead of the New Jersey school." And then now Brian Bingham is the new athletic director. He's doing a great job. We miss Eric McNally. We're going to give a shout out to him. But it's kind of cool how he scheduled this team of how they're put together to come down here and hopefully be a 1-0 victory for Eastern.
Yeah, and I didn't know much about this team either, but doing the reading on them, they score an average of 30 points, but they also give up an average of 30 points. So they're extremely used to being in shootouts. And as you know, with our offense, I mean, we can score quickly.
All right, we're getting set to begin for the kickoff, so we'll click off the video out of the box, but stay right there. We'll bring you all of the action across the JAKIB Sports Network. We're glad to be here, set to begin the 2025 season. What a season it will be for the Eastern Eagles as we broadcast to you live here across the JAKIB Sports Network. Eastern will kick off today, and the Amcats will start with possession of the football.
So Eastern is going to be kicking off. We got John Nola kicking off to start this season off. Great that Eastern is going to be starting on defense.
Nola will tee it up at the 35 as we get set to begin. And we are getting ready to get underway. It is Eastern University football 2025. And Nolik's kick is a high, big, booming kick that comes down at the 9-yard line by the Amcats. And they'll rush out over the 20-yard line, get into the 24-yard line. Pretty good coverage by the special teams. And that's where the Amcats will come out, and they will take over first down and 10. Good hustle that time by Noriano Smith to get down there and make the stop for Eastern.
That's what you like to see from he's a cornerback. That's what you like to see them making on special teams plays. That's how you need to do that to get on the one of 11 guys here on defense. Great job by Noriano.
Beat the blocks with speed.
14 is your quarterback, Nikolai Boyce. He'll start in out of the gun. To his left is Jeremiah Cadet on a first down. Here comes Cadet on a first down carry, and he runs to the right side of the line. He crosses over the 35-yard line, but he's swarmed up quickly by the Eastern defense. Give him a couple yards on the opening carry. Call it second down.
And what Coach and I love about this defense is it makes it tough, Krause, for you to call the number because there are so many hats on the carrier, and that's exactly what you want to see from a defense, a swarming defense getting to the ball.
Second down now for the Amcats. Call it second down and 5. Quick pass across the middle, short of the line to gain, or depends where they mark it. No, they do mark them out at the 35-yard line, and that's good for a first down.
All right, I guess we'll start. That's a yard short, but here we go.
And that play is made by Gashawn Moody from the safety position. The one senior they thought they were losing last year, one of the best players in the MAC conference, one of the best defensive players, I think, in Division III, made that stop. Great to see him back on the field for Eastern.
First and 10 for the Amcats. Boyce out of high snap, sails over his head. He's going to get back to fall on the football. Looks like his running back, Jeremiah Cadet, was able to recover the football as the snap sailed way over his head. And that is a big, big loss and a big play for Eastern.
I don't know what number it was, but when I was watching pre-game warm-ups when they were out in the field, I saw a couple snappers that were struggling in getting snaps back. I don't know if it's their starting center, but that could come back to haunt you.
So 2nd down and 17. Now Boyce has to throw. He fires over the middle, but nobody there intended for. Looks like number 1 was the intended receiver, Mark Johnson, but he was nowhere near the pass.
And there's only 3 receivers in that route. All 3 were covered really well. I want to give a shout out to Logan McGowan, number 15 from last year, outside linebacker. He got hurt in off-field during the season, or actually during the summer, excuse me. He's not out there. He's helping with the coaching staff. Could be a big miss for this team. He was an emotional leader, but he's helping on the sideline. And then, as we say, Krause or Bernie, next man up.
Next man up.
So 3rd down and 23 for the Amcats. 13:09 remaining opening quarter. You're listening to Eastern University football across the JAKIB Sports Network. Glad you're with us for what should be a spectacular season for Coach Billy Crocker and this squad. Opening up today on a Saturday over on the main line. Now a screen pass drop over the middle. Mark Johnson hit him in the hands, but it falls to the turf, and that'll make it a 4th down, and the Amcats will have to punt it away.
And Coach, exactly what you want to put an offense in position to do. Play behind the sticks, then you're able to bring pressure. Everything just works out.
And this should put us on half a field.
Justin Nicolopoulos will go back deep. He'll stand at his own 40-yard line as the Amcats will punt following their first possession. Football on the 23-yard line. Looks like Abdul Bagura is wearing number 53. He's punting, standing on his own 10-yard line. Clean snap to Bagura. That's going to come right down to Nicolopoulos, who takes it at the 36. He runs to the far side of the field. He's got room. He crosses over midfield, crosses over the 40-yard line, and then he's knocked up out of bounds. But Eastern will take over on a 1st down and 10, and great field position to begin the game as they start on the Amcat side of the 50.
Exactly how you draw it up. Hey, James Spencer, number 22, great block there for Justin. Justin's allowed to, you and I used to return punts, right? You field a punt like that, and you're able to look downfield. Great job by Justin. Justin's one of those guys, voted team captain. Great to see him get voted by team captain. Brett Knabb on the offense is the other team captain on offense. We'll mention the guys, the captains on defense when they come back out, but great starting field position for Eastern.
So Brett Knabb back at quarterback. He starts out. He's in the gun. He stands at the 45-yard line of the Amcats. Snap the Knabb. He puts the football away, tucks it, and bangs forward. Good 1st down snap for Knabb as he crosses the 35, gets down into the 34-yard line.
We'll definitely see that all season.
Absolutely. You know what? We've seen Brett Knabb just grow up in front of our eyes as a quarterback. Voted team MVP, definitely deserving. I'll tell you, he's like a linebacker playing quarterback, running back, and obviously he can throw the ball too. He's a triple threat back there.
2nd down and 5 for Eastern. Jeremiah Avrillian will line up to his right. Fake to Avrillian, takes a shot down the sideline, and the pass comes back. What a great play. Did Swinton get it or not? Or are they saying it's intercepted? Swinton looked like he had it. What's the call? Officials talk about it, and they give the reception to Eddie Swinton, and I think, Bernie, they made the right call.
I think he pulled it out when he was on.
You know what? That's what you want. We call him Big Play Swinton for a reason. I love how he goes and gets the ball, and he takes it from that defender. Great job by McNabb putting it up there, but even better job for Eddie Swinton coming down with that ball.
I assume the red flags will come out.
So 1st down and goal now for the Eagles on their opening possession, knocking on the door. Avrillian to the right of Knabb. Avrillian up into the end zone. He spins across the goal line, and he gets in. Touchdown, Eagles. Touchdown, E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles, and Eastern strikes first.
Just how you draw it up, right, Coach? Hey, Coach, so what do you say in the locker room? Hey, we want to kick off, 3 and out, get the ball back and score.
I feel like we're in November of last year. They just picked up exactly where they left off from the last game.
Every year they've had a last game where it catapults them into the next year on how these kids prepare. And I'll tell you, it's all paying off right now.
All right, so the snap is to Knabb. He's going to try and rush into the end zone for 2, and he does get in. So the Eastern Eagles offense comes to play football. They get the touchdown on a great play by Swinton, and then, of course, they crash into the end zone. Brett Knapp for the 2-point conversion, and Eastern, on their very first possession, takes an 8-0 lead over the Amcats.
That's exactly what we want to do, especially from a team that's coming all the way from Worcester. They probably slept at a local hotel. Just come out and just start pounding them. Exactly what you want as a coaching staff and as a team for motivation going into this, continuing in this game.
You can't ask for anything more. A 3-and-out and a short field on a good punt return and a 2-play drive for points. And a year and a half ago, we were sitting here hoping there were points. Now it's expected.
So 3 years ago, Eddie probably doesn't make that play. Now he goes up and gets the ball, takes it out. I mean, he's a big body receiver, runs great routes. He's fast. He's got good hands. I just love to see the development of Eddie Swinton as a receiver. And that was a great, you could tell Brett and Eddie have been working together a lot on that play.
And the kickoff is high, and that's the AMCAT punt or kickoff returners bump into each other. Number 8, Anthony Filippo, ends up pulling and holding on to the football. Dangerous there, but he holds on as he crashes into one of his teammates, but that's where they'll start. First down and 10.
Yeah, it's a problem in most marriages, the lack of communication. They didn't talk to each other.
Hey, but Coach, doesn't this remind us of 3 years ago when we were in school in New Jersey up there and our team was making all those, young mistakes? This team's been around since 2005, but this is a young team, Anna Maria, the Amcats, and it's nice to see that Eastern's playing as a mature team that they're developing into.
First down and 10, 11:58 remaining, opening quarter. Boyce is your quarterback. He's lined up in the gun. He'll be there most of the day. Boyce, short, pitch and catch. Pass is complete. That's Filippo, and he gets good positive yardage as he crosses over the sticks, and he picks up a first down.
I really like Cole Jones on that outside linebacker position. Made a really good play on the receiver there to keep that to, not a huge gain. Obviously, they got a first down, but that could have been a lot more if Cole Jones doesn't make that play.
61 for Eastern is down.
I was going to,
and that is Evan Harris.
I was going to say something for later in the game. I think a nemesis for both teams later today could be cramps. I mean, it's very humid. Game speed is way different than practice speed. And I think by the fourth quarter, you're going to see people on each side cramping.
Let's take a break here across the JAKIB Sports Network. 11:44 remaining here in the opening quarter. Eastern 8, the Amcats in possession of the football. Back in a moment. The One Big Beautiful Bill was recently enacted by Congress. Many provisions such as no tax on tips and no tax on overtime can help reduce tax liability for many taxpayers. Are you unsure how the provisions of the bill will impact your taxes? Want to avoid any unforeseen surprises when filing your 2025 tax returns? Then you need to contact the tax professionals at Mankowski Associates CPA LLC. They will review your returns and provide guidance on how the changes will impact your return. They can be reached at 215-682-7366. And be sure to mention Eastern University for special discounts. That's 215-682-7366.
The following is a presentation of JAKIB Sports.
And we're back here live in Radnor, Pennsylvania at Radnor Stadium. Eastern has an 8-0 lead on a touchdown following the injury to Harris. And we'll get you an update as we play along. Boyce with a pass completion, 2 for 2 on this drive. And he pushes it out to the 32-yard line. And they get another first down.
Yeah, Drew Beckford just made that hit, and Drew just went down. I'm hoping that's not a shoulder. We're never going to speculate. Good to see Evan Harris come off the field. He needed a little help, but he actually was putting a little weight on that ankle or that left leg. So hopefully he's okay. But
yeah, his injury wasn't a cramp. He's got something knee or ankle.
But Coach, to your point, you're right, because Joe and I came out here a couple times for training camp, and it was a nice, easy. I don't want to say easy, but it was nice and cool. Today was not what they were practicing all the time, especially from these guys coming down from Worcester. This is like Hawaii to them.
If you didn't hydrate properly during the week, and my point, I don't think it's going to determine the game in any way, but it could affect a drive if your best receiver goes down with a cramp and it takes half the drive for him to come back. It could affect you, but this is the perfect day for it. I mean, it's humid and hot down on that field.
Yeah, your wide receivers, DBs, and running backs, and all those those skill positions, as they say, the safeties need to stay hydrated throughout the game, even when you're not even when you're not thirsty. You got to be drinking. So it looks like Drew came off.
They're not touching his shoulder. He just took a good shot.
Yeah, I think
he gave a good shot. As well.
He's. I'll tell you. He's a good hard hitting safety back there.
He just did 3 arm twirls.
Yeah, so and he's keeping it. A good sign is keeping his helmet on, staying next to defense coordinator.
All right, so back to live action now. First down and 10, 11 minutes and 10 seconds remaining. AmCats have their second possession of the game today. It's 8-0 Eastern. It's a Saturday afternoon of college football across the JAKIB Sports Network. Glad you're with us today for the first of the full schedule. Now, Boyce passes out again, firing out into the flat, but that pass is well short and wide, falls incomplete. Call it second down and 10.
Good coverage out there by Jamari James, another guy. He's voted team captain, and then the other team captain, Salif Nakeem, the number 0, that's been playing really well. He's a tough matchup, that outside defensive end here for Eastern. So hopefully he's going to get to the quarterback, get a couple sacks, and earn that C on his jersey.
Football on the 33-yard line. The AmCats going from our left to right, wearing their full white uniforms, helmet to pants all the way down. Eastern in their burgundy with the white helmets. Now Boyce fires, but his pass is too high, and it's picked off, and it's down the sideline, all the way down the sideline, and that is Drew Beckford, and he takes it in. It's a pick 6. And it's a touchdown for Eastern, and there are no flags.
How do you love that? You get hurt on a play, and then you just work it out of your shoulder. You get back in there, and that's how you reward, Coach.
Stayed back in his zone. It was overthrown over the receiver's head, and as a safety, you got your gift throw.
Pick 6. Here comes John Nolik to kick the extra point.
So Nolik in, second touchdown for Eastern. They'll go for 1, snap down, kick up, kick is good. So another 7 up on the board, and Eastern now with a 15-0 lead over the AmCats, and a very alert Beckford that time, because Boyce's pass sailed way over the head of his intended receiver, and Beckford had a clean lane right to the end zone.
Well, he also had, we just talked about him, Salif Nakeem, number 0, right going on that quarterback, about to hit him. And you pressure the quarterback. I heard a great commentary last night. They were talking about the NFL game. Pressure the quarterback. Everything revolves around the quarterback. You put pressure on them, they make bad decisions. Great job by Salif Nakeem. It's not going to be in the stats, but even better job by these secondary guys of doing their job, being in the right spot. Great job for the defense to score a touchdown.
Yeah, most quarterbacks don't like anyone around their feet.
They do.
Their
Nope.
lower legs.
Don't hit me around.
Feet.
Yeah, they get happy feet. Exactly, Coach.
So 15 for the Eastern Eagles. No score for the AmCats. 10:38 remaining here in the opening quarter of the 2025 season. Nolik getting a lot of work already. His third kick to Filippo at the 10-yard line. He's got room, and he's out to the 35-yard line, and a pesky return out over to the 32, 33. We'll wait to see where they spot it, and that's where the AmCats will take over, first down and 10.
Right before the pick 6, I was going to say it almost seems like the MCats have abandoned the run and going to pass. Well, now you're down 15 early in the first.
You can't abandon your game plan. It's too early to abandon your game plan. But to your point, Coach, they got a couple first downs when they're passing, right? But you still have to have a balanced offense, right? If they just know you're passing all the time, especially with this, 3-man, they're only rushing 3.
We're going to drop back and cover 2 and sit that. There'll be more picks if that's the case.
First down and 10. They spotted on the 33-yard line of the AmCats. Third possession. We're going to run the football on the first down snap. That's number 3, Jeremiah Cadet. And Cadet gets good yardage to the far side of the field before he's knocked up out of bounds at the 40-yard line, bring up a second down, but a gain of 7 for Cadet.
So in talking to Corey David, the defensive coordinator for Eastern, they didn't even get the 2 deeps till I think Wednesday for the MCAT. So it's kind of tough to how you get a game plan against these guys. There's not a lot of film on each other here, being the first game. So great job by Corey David on having a game plan. So far, when you get scoring on your defense, that's pretty good.
That was a personal foul call. I can only assume it was late hitting out of bounds, but from our vantage point,
I didn't see anything
like
there. No.
So they step off 15. They move it down to the 45-yard line of Eastern. And now Boyce stands right at midfield. High snap again, but he's able to handle it. Here comes Cadet, straight up the gut. Positive yardage, gets down to about the 41-yard line of Eastern, where it'll be second down. 9:55 remaining opening quarter.
Jason Bateman in there, one of the linebackers, really active linebacker core here. We're going to be calling all their names throughout the season, but good to see Bateman in there on a tackle. And again, it's so tough to say who's tackling these guys because there's like four red, maroon, 4 to 5 maroon jerseys on every tackle here.
You could just say the whole defense.
The defense on the tackle. I think we just got to mention all their names, right? Because I'll tell you, that's one thing I love about this defense and Coach Crocker's D. They're swarming.
Second down and 7. Gain of 3, but Cadet on the last play. Stop, fires, pass is complete. That's Mark Johnson over in front of his own bench. Knocked right out of bounds down around the 40-yard line is where they spot it. It'll bring up a third down.
When he has time, the kid throws a nice ball.
Yeah.
Again, get around his feet, and you'll see high, low, behind.
Jamari James had good coverage on that. I mean, he didn't have any of those yaks, right? I mean, Jamari hit him right away, but still, it's a 6-yard gain there to make it a third and manageable instead of third and long. That if they get that incomplete.
Third and 5, clock running, 8 minutes, 45 seconds to play. Opening quarter, 15 for the Eagles. No score for the Amcats. Their third possession. Boyce out of the gun. Stops, fires. He looks down long. He's got a man. No, he does not. He's well short of his intended receiver down towards the end of the end zone, but he just ran out of arm strength on that.
Hey, who's back there? Gashawn Moody, first team All-MAC safety. They got him back there at free safety now. What great coverage. He actually turned exactly what you're supposed to do. Do not let them call the PI. He turned, looked at the ball, and it was more offensive, if anything, would have been pass interference. But great job by Gashawn Moody, turning the hips, looking for the ball, but more importantly, be right in the receiver's hip pocket there.
I'll do something I don't normally do. That was a good no call by the back coach. They were both playing hands with each other.
Well, you and I are DBs. We like those no calls.
Mark Johnson was the intended receiver. 4th down and 5 now for Boyce and the offense. And now the Amcats are going to say, wait a minute, we're going for it. Let's make sure we know what we're going to call and make sure we've got the right personnel on the field. So they take a timeout here in the first quarter. We'll keep it here just to set the table for what should be a great season with a lot of returning players, Warren, as you said, including their quarterback, Brett Knabb. And in saying hello to Brett, before the game today, boy, he looks dialed in, man. He's here to put an exclamation point on his season last year for this team. He looked really dialed in today.
Well, he sure is, and I'll tell you, he's the MVP. He's the team captain. Everything goes through the quarterback, and I'll tell you, he's really established himself as a leader of this team. But he knows they do it collectively, and I think that's what makes this team great. Krause and Bernie, we get to meet these kids. I'll tell you, these are all 5-belt kids. Coach Crocker, how he recruits, I'll tell you, man, it's just it's really a special group of kids.
Following the timeout, the Amcats have decided instead of going for it, they're going to punt away the football. Nicolopoulos goes back. He's standing back around the 5-yard line. Instead of the risk of going for it on 4th and 5, they'll punt it away. 8 minutes, 32 seconds to play. Opening quarter, high, big kick. Nicolopoulos approaches the football. Then he steps to the side. And did it get into the end zone? It is touchdown, or it is a touchback, and Eastern will come and start back with their first down.
Coach, you're doing all the little things. Last year, Justin tries to feel that, right? This year, team captain, he knows his job. Let that bounce in the end zone. They get it on the 20 instead of the 5.
Yeah, again, I'm just I'm just amazed at how young we are, but the experience, they don't look young anymore.
Right. There's a couple guys that actually can grow facial hair now, right? So I'll just tell you, it's the recruiting of Coach Crocker, Nate Hinkle, Corey David, all the coaches. Look at Coach like just getting all these guys already, man.
Nab out of the gun. He rolls to the right on the first snap. His pass is over in front of the MCAT bench. That pass is complete. Number 2, Nasik Smith on the end of that reception. We'll see if he got enough on the other side of the sticks, and he's short of that. Or did he move it? Let's wait and see. They mark him short, so it's 2nd down and 1. I got confused as the chain gang was starting to move the sticks ahead. Johnson now in motion. Here comes Jeremiah Avrilian, and he bangs forward, picks up the first down. It'll be a 1st down and 10 for Eastern.
He never goes down easy.
Jeremiah Avrilian and Brett Nabbers, they run alike, right? They're both linebackers. Jeremiah Avrilian, last year's offensive MVP, much deserved. Really tough pick on all these guys that are weapons there, but I'll tell you, they're a tough matchup. You got Curtis Johnson back there. He was a rookie of the year last year. It's a really tough matchup for any defense.
At the line of scrimmage and carried him for 3 yards.
1st and 10, football on the 34-yard line. Nab will stand on his own 29. He's going to drop and pass. He's going to look. He's going to take a shot down the field, and it's intended for Johnson, who started out in the backfield, but Nab missed him by a mile. It'll be 2nd down.
Curtis Johnson ran a great wheel route there. Brett just missed him. I think he was open, but I'll tell you, Curtis really developed last year into a really good running back. How about the running backs? They got a running back from California, running back from Florida, and their quarterbacks from Jersey.
He made a lot of big plays late.
A lot of big plays.
87, Big Dom Franks checks into the lineup for the Eastern offense. 2nd down and 10, football on the 34, right to left for the Eagles. Now Nab fakes to Avrilian, keeps the football, crosses over the 35-yard line before he's hit, and he finds his way to the 37-yard or 38-yard line, where it'll be 3rd down. 6:56 remaining.
I like that 1st down call.
I love that. Hey, that was a great block there by Dom Franks. I know he says he's a tight end, but he's an extra offensive lineman. Great play there, Dom. But just Brett Nab, his sense of where the football field is and where to run is unbelievable.
3rd down and 6 for the offense. Nab out of the gun, takes it, clean snap, rolls to his right. He's got room, a lot of room. Is he going to get to the sticks? He reaches out, but they're not going to give him that, as he's going to come up short. It'll be a 4th down. He extended the arm, but the knee hit, Coach, right before the marker, and it's a clean spot. It'll bring up a 4th down.
I didn't think
Bernie doesn't agree with that one.
He may not have gotten it, but I didn't think he was a yard short.
Yeah.
Wait, now they're going to.
Wait a minute. They do give him the mark, and it is good enough for the 1st down. So my apology. He does get it. That lunge by Nab at the end picks up the 1st down. 1st down and 10, football out to the 44. Nab again. He keeps it. He's over midfield. He's at the 40, 30. He's down to the 25-yard line, and the quarterback rumbling his way like Jalen Hurts out there as he sees the open field, and he picks up big yardage. 1st down, Eastern.
Yeah, but he's got the threat to throw. So that RPO play is just so tough to defend. It's almost like they're defending the wishbone here.
Yeah,
but with a kid
that can throw,
right? He throws a great ball. Great play there by Nate Hinkle. He's calling a great game so far, the offensive coordinator for the Eastern Eagles.
So 1st down and 10, football on the 26-yard line of the Amcats. 5 minutes, 10 seconds remaining. Opening afternoon here at Eastern. Nab out of the gun, fakes to Avrilian. Now he takes a shot looking for Nicolopoulos, and he's got him down at the 15-yard line. He made the catch. They mark him out at the 14. Move the sticks, boys. That's another 1st down.
What a great pitch and catch. Justin Nicolopoulos has a guy in his face. He's hand fighting, and he gets to the open void of the field, and then Brett Nab throws a perfect throw to Justin.
You know what made the play was the formation. We had a fullback and a running back. They moved the fullback up to the wing, so they're thinking run, because it's power football, and we come out with a play-action pass.
First down and 10, football on the 14. 4 minutes, 25 seconds remaining. The Eagles on the move. Snap the nap. Gives the football to Avrilian, and he goes straight up the gut, looking towards the goal line. He's stopped down there inside the 5. Jeremiah Avrilian again with a good hard run straight up the gut.
So this defense, they need to put their big boy pads on and
he didn't get touched till he got to the third level.
They better have their chin straps buckled twice.
Now second down. Nab switches back up out of the gun, fakes the Aurelian, and then keeps the football straight ahead.
You know, those unsung guys up front are already creating holes.
Yeah, now we got to talk about the offensive line and mention all those guys because that's the biggest, toughest thing to recruit in Division III football is these offensive linemen. And I'll tell you that, you know, Justin McNulty, and we'll mention all the other guys too. But this offensive line, you're right, Coach. They're making this all happen.
So first and goal following the Nab keep, who got the necessary yardage for the first down.
Nab up the middle here.
Empty backfield for Nab. Clean snap. Short pitch and catch. That's Nicolopoulos. And is he going to get it in the end zone? Yes, he is. And it's a touchdown, Eastern. Touchdown, Eagles. Just like that, their third score of the afternoon.
Yep, that's a great pitch and catch by Nab. Great job by Justin getting into the end zone there. Hey, we're going to mention these offensive line real quick. Left tackle, Derek Swain. Justin McNulty, left guard. Alvin Carpenter, center. We got John Pettit, the right guard, and Cody Green, who we met the parents from Washington on that right tackle. Great job, O-line.
Nolik in for the extra point. Snap down, kick up, and the kick is good. And Eastern has their third third score of the game. And we'll take a commercial break here. You're listening to Eastern Eagles football on the JAKIB Sports Network. The one big beautiful bill was
I have all those
enacted
the
by
players.
Congress.
I
Many
have
provisions such as no tax on tips and no tax on overtime can help reduce tax liability for many taxpayers. Are you unsure how the provisions of the bill will impact your taxes? Want to avoid any unforeseen surprises when filing your 2025 tax returns? Then you need to contact the tax professionals at Mankowski Associates CPA LLC. They will review your returns and provide guidance on how the changes will impact your return. They can be reached at 215-682-7366. And be sure to mention Eastern University for special discounts. That's 215-682-7366.
The following is a presentation of JAKIB Sports.
And back here to live action, Filippo again on the return following the Nolik kick. Good return. He's a tough kid, number 8, for the Amcats. And the Amcats will get their fourth possession of the first quarter. There's 2 minutes and 52 seconds remaining. You're listening to Eastern University football across the JAKIB Sports Network.
Great kick there by John Nolik. Right, high, deep, all the way to the goal line. Great coverage there. John Nolik's developed into, I think, one of the best kickers in the MAC conference. Just great to see him, how he's developed, and it's always good to have a reliable kicker.
Number 14, Nikolai Boyce, the quarterback, out of the gun. That's Cadet on the carry.
Who's the kid that I really liked last year that would come in on offense or go back on punt returns or kick returns? Is that Rivera?
Yeah, Rivera or Elijah Knowles.
That wasn't Elijah.
Give Cadet a yard on that. Second down and 9. Football just shy of their own 35-yard line. Now Boyce will line up out of the gun. Empty backfield, 4 receivers set. Clean snap. Boyce fires, got an open receiver in the flat. Short pitch and catch. Number 5 at the end of that reception, Withers. And Withers is able to get out of bounds. Did he pick up the first down? Or is he a little bit short? He's short of the first down, so call it third down now for the Amcats.
This is a tough play for them because their running game's not real strong, and the pass down here is dangerous.
He throws a good ball. Jamari James had really good coverage on that. Good job eliminating it to an 8-yard gain and not longer.
Still on camera 1.
So 3rd down and 2, football on the 32-yard line, 1:41 remaining, clock on the move. Left to right for the Amcats. That's Cadet trying to bang forward and get to the first down. He does not get there. He's smothered up by what looks like the entire front four of the Eastern defense, and that'll bring up a 4th down. Nothing there at all for Cadet.
And, Coach, when you're looking at the film, how excited are you as a defensive coordinator, defensive line coach, when your guys are not giving up on a play, saying, oh, well, 2nd and 3, they're getting this first down, and to converge on the ball like that? Just great job by this defensive line of swarming.
We're going to, again, a chance at a short field. I know you're on top of this stuff. How actually was our recruiting class?
You know what? Look at the numbers. I mean it's what the kids that Coach Crocker is bringing in here are just all, we can't say it enough what type of kids they are. They're all kids that you want to the right or left of you at Thanksgiving dinner for sure. They're just really special kids, and obviously they want to win, come to Eastern and get an education. But to play football for Coach Crocker is pretty special.
Bagora in for the punt for the Amcats. Nicolopoulos is back, and will not have a chance to field that punt as it actually takes an Eastern Eagle bounce and bounces back towards the 40-yard line, and that's where the Eastern Eagles will come out and start. 1st down and 10 with 47 seconds remaining here in the opening quarter. We'll keep it here as the offense has 22, or the Eastern has 22 points up on the board, including a pick 6 by the defense.
You couldn't have drawn up any better at the start of this game, start of the season. That's exactly what you wanted to have happen. Of everything that's happened so far, you couldn't have designed this any better or thought it any better when Coach Crocker went to bed last night.
You know what I'm saying?
Now Nab will start 1st down and 10 on the 39.
And now your message to your team is don't let up.
Well,
Your foot in the throat, keep going.
Look at Corey David. Okay? Coach loves to be part of the defense more than the offense. He was down here yelling at all these guys, keeping them fired up. I love it.
Curtis Johnson on the carry, on the 1st down carry. He gets 3, 2nd down and 7 as he pushes out to the 42-yard line. Johnson still in there. He'll line up to the left of Nab. 2nd and 7, 22. Frank's in motion. Now Nab rolls over toward his own bench. He's looking down the field. He's got an intended receiver. What a great shot. Did he get it? Rivera, did he hold on to it?
They said not.
And he did not. Looks like Rivera brought it down, but he brought it down out of bounds.
Hey, you know what? Sometimes you tip your hat. It's good play by the defensive back of raking the ball out of Rivera's hands. Great ball again by Nab. Wow. We can't stress this enough. Hopefully you're watching it on the Eastern live feed that you're actually watching this, but Brett Nab is throwing a really good ball. He's thrown a lot of catchable balls. A lot of them have been caught, making good decisions in the pocket, which is, sometimes tough for a quarterback that wants to do everything. He's had a really good game so far.
And
3rd down and
like that they're going vertical.
3rd down and 7. Nab fakes, pulls the football down, got room, has the first down. He crosses midfield, 45-40, 35-30. He may go. Is he going to go? Yes, he is. Brett Nab, he's brought down from behind. I thought he was going to make it to the end zone. They catch him from behind, but Nab again letting that field open up in front of him. A great run for the quarterback.
But most importantly, a great decision. His receiver is covered on the fade route.
But hold on. There's laundry on the field.
Never good.
And that great run by the quarterback needs no more explanation because that's coming back, boys.
Yeah, I guess it's the announcer jinx. They announce the offensive lineman and then all of a sudden the bad holding call. But, you can never fault a kid for trying to, protect your quarterback. I didn't see it.
I didn't hear the number when he said it.
But still, great decision there by Brett Knapp of seeing that his receiver on the deep fade is covered, yank it down. And again, he's a linebacker, fullback, fast running back. And he got all the way down to the 5-yard line. That's a huge, what's that? Do my Springfield math.
The pump
65-yard penalty.
The hold.
Yeah. Right. Yep.
So the end of the quarter comes to a close, and your score after 15 minutes of play Eastern 22, and the MCATs no score. We'll pause for a commercial break. You're listening to Eastern Eagles football across the JAKIB Sports Network. The One Big Beautiful Bill was recently enacted by Congress. Many provisions such as no tax on tips and no tax on overtime can help reduce tax liability for many taxpayers. Are you unsure how the provisions of the bill will impact your taxes? Want to avoid any unforeseen surprises when filing your 2025 tax returns? Then you need to contact the tax professionals at Mankowski Associates CPA LLC. They will review your returns and provide guidance on how the changes will impact your return. They can be reached at 215-682-7366. And be sure to mention Eastern University for special discounts. That's 215-682-7366.
I'm Christian Murray. I'm from East Stroudsburg, PA, and I'm an offensive tackle.
My name is Justin McNulty. I'm from Absecon, New Jersey, and I play offensive line.
My name is Bilal Bay. I'm from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I play offensive tackle.
Dom Franks, Cape Coral, Florida, tight end.
Brett Knabb, Avalon, New Jersey, quarterback.
The following is a presentation of JAKIB Sports.
And we're back here live, set to begin second quarter across the JAKIB Sports Network. 22 for the Eastern Eagles. They have a third down and 17 following that Knabb long run. But here he goes again. Only this time he's going left to right, and he's run up out of bounds close to the marker. We'll see if he got it.
Did they throw a flag in there?
I think it might be a late hit or a block in the back. But I'll tell you, great to have Steve Mankowski, CPA, part of the JAKIB Media Network with Eastern. Great to have him on board. But even better to hear the players announce themselves in their hometown and their position. Great to hear each kid say that and hear that. We look forward to hearing that throughout the season.
Knabb was short of the line to gain there for the first down, so it'll bring up a fourth down. Looked like the same play that ended the first quarter, only this time just not enough green in front of them. But that's coming back again, penalty against Eastern. Chris Rivera flagged for an illegal block in the back, wipes out that gain. Essentially a replay now, third and 17. 87 Franks in. Jeremiah Avrelian will line up behind Knabb. He'll be to his right. Football on the 32-yard line.
Couldn't count. They're lining up in a single high safety, so you're going to get probably zone underneath.
So football now on the 37-yard line following the penalty. It'll be 3rd and 12. Avrelian in the backfield. Knabb gives it to Jeremiah Avrelian, and he good hard run, well short of the sticks, and he's pulled down from behind. But boy, at any given moment, Avrelian looks like if he gets through that first layer, he's going to go.
Yeah, between him, Knabb, and Johnson, you just never know. They're all breakaway guys. We got John Westfield coming in to punt. He also pitches for the baseball team, but he was voted Special Teams Player of the Year for Eastern last year. Really looking forward to a big year from him, too.
So they'll snap from the 44. First punt of the day for Westfield. Clean snap. High kick taken by the Cats, and they'll return.
Nice punt there. And you
out
know what?
To the 25-yard line where the offense will come out first down and 10.
I'm always going to mention the long snapper because it starts with a long snapper, and they have a really good one. Sean McNamara, who also plays on the lacrosse team, great snap, and guess what? He was the first one down there, number 47. That's You want to, like, I remember telling Logan McGowan when he was long snap, hey, your job's to snap and then go cover. But obviously, Sean McNamara is really good snap back there to Westfield, and then got down there, was the first guy down there to make the play. Great job to see special teams.
Basic
Also do fundamentals. Do your job, right, Coach?
So first down and 10. Amcats in possession of the football. They go right to left. They trail by 22. They start on their own 27. Snap, shot down the field from Boyce, and it's too high. Pushed out sailed out of bounds. Intended for number 4. Watson was the intended receiver. No shot, incomplete. Second down.
Great play there by Kyrie Taylor. Just turning your hips, running with the receiver.
Squeeze him to the sideline.
Squeeze him to the sideline.
Second down and 10. 13:35 remaining. Don't forget, coming up at halftime, keep it here on the JAKIB Sports Network. We'll have the president of Eastern University who will join us exclusively in the box, and we'll talk to him about all of the exciting things that continue to happen at this great university.
Got Cole Jones in there.
This kid at quarterback has big shoes to fill from the guy they had that finished his career with 9,000 yards throwing. And I mean, again, to be in a shootout, but right now they don't have a shootout offense.
Denzel Dunbar, the defense, the Jack, also in there, number 11 from Philly.
Third down and 12 now on the 25-yard line. Under 13 minutes to play, second quarter. Empty backfield. Boyce, clean snap, has it. Takes a shot down the field. He's got an open receiver. Hits him in the hands. Did he get it? Did he call it? But he caught it out of bounds. Let's wait and see. Are they giving it to him?
Oh,
yes,
on.
they are.
The flag. Now they're saying incomplete.
Incomplete, out of bounds.
Yeah, obviously in college football you only need one foot, but I think his whole body landed out of bounds. But again,
Yeah, so the back judge that's back there says incomplete because he's standing right there, and the line judge that's 35 yards away
Comes up and says he's in.
So I think that was Tahir Jackson Alston on the coverage there. And to Bernie's point from before, defensive back, just keep pushing him that sideline. That's your extra defender. That's what he did, because that was a great ball.
The kid made
a great catch. Just, they say it's a game of inches, and that was a game of inches that was out of bounds.
It's like Harris is going to come out of the medical tent. They have his ankle wrapped.
Abdul Bagara, busy day for him. Back to punt. 4th and 12. Clean snap. Nicolopoulos is deep. He'll come up, called for the fair catch, and then either misguided it or misrepresented where it was coming. Didn't touch it, so they'll tap it down, and the offense will come back out onto the field.
That was actually smart. That was a weird punt. That was a knuckleball. That was not a spiraling punt.
He's mad at himself.
I know, but with the wind, and that's a good nod to just stay away. If you're ever concerned about it, just stay away. Call fire. Don't let anyone else touch it. Just stay away.
You can usually tell by the nose what's happening with it, but it was knuckling.
We're actually really fortunate about the weather. Obviously, it's hot out, but at the beginning of the week, they're calling for thunderstorms potentially during the game. I think we're going to be okay.
I keep looking for dark clouds. It's getting dark over there.
1st and 10, 37-yard line of Eastern, going left to right. Nab, pass incomplete. Nicolopoulos, the intended receiver, no shot on that out at the 48-yard line of the Amcats as the football was errantly thrown in the turf. It'll bring up second down.
I like that call by Nate Hinkle on first down.
Do you remember what we were saying 2 seasons ago? Can't we do something different on first down than run? It's an open offense.
Yeah, Nate is definitely. Well, you know what? When you have the players to do it, Nate Hinkle is to open up the playbook because these players can do it.
You got the confidence in your
Absolutely.
players.
Now 2nd down and 10. Nab rolling, and his pass is deflected. Good pressure on Nab, and that'll bring up a 3rd down.
So I want to mention real quick the other coaches, because I tell you one thing about Eastern, he hasn't lost any of his young coaches, and I think that's a huge thing to be going into year 4 with the same coach. Nate Hinkle, associate head coach, offensive coordinator. Colin Scott, co-offensive coordinator, recruiting coordinator. Corey David, defensive coordinator. Amanda Ruler, also head coach of the women's flag team. Keita Crispina, who we know and love, defensive back. Jordan Davis, running backs. Theo Hess, defensive line. I'll get the other two later.
3rd down and 10. Nab lines up out of the gun. Avrilian will be to his left. Or is that's a rip of Avrilian. Nab under pressure. Now he rolls to the left side. He's got an open receiver, and his pass is caught. That's Nicolopoulos, and he's going to run, and he's going to get.
He's saying he was out of bounds.
And he stepped out of bounds, made a great leap to catch the football, made a move to get clear and get to the end zone, but he stepped out of bounds. Nevertheless, great pass, great catch. You just miss out on the touchdown.
Desperation throw and a heck of a catch to come back.
You know what I love? The coach I didn't get a chance to mention, Deion Shaw, wide receivers. I'll tell you, the wide receivers are playing really well. And then Tommy Gilmore, special teams coordinator, defensive backs as well. Great to have these coaches. They have a couple of new coaches that they brought in, but the core here has been real special in teaching these guys how to, play football for Eastern.
1st down and 10 now for Eastern, now down on the 24-yard line of the Amcats. 11:35 remaining second quarter.
Parker took a time out. He thought we were going to run out of time. Clock was down to 2. Well, you know what happens with coaches? They get involved in the recruiting process, and you talk to a kid, you go to the living room, you do that, and then the kid finds out a month later that the coach has left and gone somewhere else. I mean, that's who got him to want to come here. And then what do I do? Do I come there since my coach is gone? You can keep your coaching staff is key.
So, and again, we talk about the Eastern difference. The Eastern difference is Coach Crocker is able to keep these guys. Obviously, there's got to be a component to that. It's got to be pay, right? And opportunity and everything else. These guys are all young coaches. Obviously, everyone aspires to be a head coach, or if you're a position coach, you want to be a coordinator. But for Coach Crocker, to your point, to have his guys be able to go in these living rooms with these young men and talk to the parents and say, hey, I'm going to be here. I'm not going anywhere. That I'm going to have your kid here, and I'm going to develop him as a person, as a player, as an athlete, and as a student, and as a person. That's why they choose Eastern.
You're not BSing them. The kid wants to know if he's going to play. The mom wants to know if you're going to take care of my son, and the dad wants to know, how are the facilities? Yep. I mean, they want to know their kids taken care of.
Facilities and everything else are
set to go. Snap the Nab. Keeps the football. Runs to the left. Tackled from behind after he crosses the 10-yard line. So good run again for Nab. Good for the 1st down.
So, Coach, we're going to sound like a recruiting video right now, but I'll tell you, did you see the pregame warm-ups that Eastern kids were wearing? I mean, that was for this game for the season, right? I mean, not every Division III program is doing that extra stuff. And I'll tell you, hats off to Bing and Kai, all the guys that make that happen for this team. The extra stuff is really, I think, to your facilities point, is you're going to get it here at Eastern.
All right, 1st down now. Football on the 11-yard line. 10:54 remaining. Avrilian behind or to the right of Nab. Here comes Jeremiah Avrilian, and he's going to walk into the end zone, and he is into the end zone for a touchdown. Jeremiah Avrilian for a touchdown, Eagles.
At this pace, the second half is going to be about 30 minutes long.
Yeah, this is exactly what it's amazing. Talking to Coach Crocker before the game. Obviously, he's a little nervous first game. Like, how's my team going to react? I wish I had another week to prepare. I mean, you're never always ready, right, Coach, for game one? I'll tell you, whatever he did, they're prepared.
Nolik in for the extra point. 28 points up on the board right now. Nab will hold. Snap the Nab down. Kick up from Nolik, and the kick is good. So 28 becomes 29 up on the scoreboard. 10 minutes and 40 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Eastern 29 and the Amcats no score.
I chose Eastern University because there was such a great sense of community.
I chose Eastern University because I could earn my master's in counseling fully online. Because they offer so many teaching certification options.
Because the school nurse certification is only 4 courses.
Because I could get my MBA fully online in 1 year.
Because I'm a working adult and the professors were so supportive.
Because of the beautiful campus.
What will be your because? Explore all the reasons to love Eastern University at eastern.edu.
Going McNamara, Phoenixville, PA, long snapper.
John Nolan, Aston, PA, kicker.
Jeremiah Brilliant from Miami Gardens, Florida, BWA.
Dylan Weathers, Bessemer, Alabama, fullback.
My name is Sabora Stevens, Philadelphia, PA, quarterback.
The following is a presentation of JAKIB Sports.
And we're back here live in the campus of Eastern University in Radnor, Pennsylvania. 10 minutes and 40 seconds remaining. Nolik tees it up. He's very busy this afternoon as it's 29 for the Eastern Eagles. No score for the Amcats, and a big crowd out here for the home opener and the opening game of the 2025 season as the Eastern Eagle fans prove once again, and even on a bigger level than what it's been, that this fan base is passionate about this football team and this university. It's great to see.
It has to be the earliest that a new team is a conference contender.
It's got to be what Coach Crocker has developed in his program and the culture. I mean, look, I've never seen so many people in the far bleachers in the end zone. Got the food trucks here. Great atmosphere, and obviously the team's delivering on the field, which obviously helps for next week when they're going to be playing Alvernia here.
Let's see what the freshman quarterback can do. Boyce, he's had a tough afternoon. He takes the snap, he handles it, gives it to Cadet, and Cadet is hit immediately as he tries to get upfield and turn the corner. Gashawn Moody was right there and introduced himself. And if you're meeting Gashawn Moody, that's not a pleasant hello in that position.
Well, especially now that he's a free safety, he's 5 yards back than he used to be.
And
coming up,
it's a yard loss. He came from 15 yards back.
Yep.
Second down and 11. Football back to the 20. Boyce again out of the gun. Clean snap, fires, and his pass is incomplete. All Burgundy and Garnett in sight of that football falls incomplete. Make it third down now and 11.
Drew Beckford back there for that pass deflection, but as Krause said, it's all Burgundy around the ball.
I don't think I'm talking out of turn by saying they're conference contenders.
Absolutely. No, we know what's great about this team? Billy Crocker did not retweet that they're ranked number 3. He's like, we're not number. It's preseason.
Keep that in your pocket.
The football team did not retweet it. The university did. Football team did not. That's a culture you want.
Third down and 11, 9:35 remaining. Boyce tucks the football away after being under pressure, still on his feet, and he runs for it, still on his feet, and he crosses out, gets close to the 30-yard line, and did he get enough to get the sticks? He did, and Boyce, the freshman, uses his legs and picks up the first down.
And you know what? That's something the Amcats can build on with your quarterback still playing hard. I mean, I know we're only in the second quarter, but you're down 29-0. Some guys just nail it in. That's what you want to see, especially from a freshman. To get a big first down for the Amcats.
And it's something you won't see too often. Moody missed the tackle. I mean, he had him and let go of his legs.
Boyce, by the way, ran 28 yards to get 11 on that play. First down and 10. 8:50 remaining, second quarter.
Yeah, they're right at their average for giving up points.
Isaiah Akers in there on the tackle.
They're way behind on their offensive average for points.
Gain of 4 on that opening carry. Call it second down and 6 from the 35. 8:23 remaining, second quarter. The evolution of the football team here has just been amazing to watch and amazing actually to be a part of. I'm so thankful that we've had the blessing and the opportunity to be here in the press box. Second down and 6. The football hits the turf. And then it is recovered. Boyce looks like he picked it right back up, and he did. So that'll make it a third down. Dangerous there. But Boyce able to recover.
I mean, it's really a shame that last game last year was up at FDU. But we saw the team just grow up. They're down against a really good FDU team. FDU is playing for something to go to a bowl game. And this team came back and beat those guys. And not only beat them, like physically beat them up at the end there. It was really, you saw this team just grow up last year.
I have a little interesting story for you on that.
3rd down and 8. Boyce, empty backfield. Snap, but flag comes in.
I love how Andrew Campbell plays. He plays like his hair's on fire every play. Whether it's special teams, linebacker position, he is always moving. I love him. He's always flying around. He just flies around.
So, I coach at FCS bowl game every year down in Florida. The kid that was the quarterback for the other team we were playing was the FDU quarterback. So I went up behind him. I said, how you doing? He goes, hi, coach. I said, how bad did you feel after that game with Eastern? He goes, how do you know about that? I said, I do the radio for it. He goes, I didn't sleep for a week.
I was going to say, he's still pissed.
3rd down and 13. 7:09 remaining. 2nd quarter, clock on the move. Football on the 28. From right to left go the M-Cats. Quarterback Boyce, clean snap, has it. Looking, firing over the first, right at the first down marker, and it hit his receiver right in the hands, and he dropped it. Looked like CeeDee Lamb from Thursday night. Hit him right in the hands, and it falls to the turf. That would have been a first down.
That's the play of a young team with Eastern that we would say they got to make that catch.
Yep. The kid's got to make that catch, but it's also, you got to look at, he's going against TJ Alston, one of their best corners, and TJ's been hitting that kid every time, right? So all of a sudden your hands come a little shorter and everything else. And but you know what? That kid's going to say, I need to make that catch 10 times out of 10. He doesn't make it. Benefit there for Eastern.
Bad snap.
Bagora in to kick again. High booming kick. Nicolopoulos is going to call for the fair catch, standing right on his own 30-yard line, and that's where the offense will begin. We'll keep it here. 6 minutes, 40 seconds remaining. It'll be a 1st down and 10 for the Eastern Eagles. They have 29 points up on the board. No score yet for the M-Cats as Nab and the offense comes back out onto the field.
I'll tell you, this game's going to keep Dan Mal pretty busy, the SID for Eastern, who helps us with our depth charts and everything. There's going to be a lot of stats here for Eastern that he's going to be going through and putting together, which is exactly what we want. We're only in the first half.
Total offense already over 200 yards between rushing and passing here in the first half. 1st down and 10. Nab now steps up in the pocket. He's got an open man, and then he fires too high, and it's incomplete. Call it 2nd down. Nab had his receiver. Elijah Knowles was standing there looking for the ball, but Nab missed him, and it sailed over his head.
Hey, this won't be in the stats, but good job by Elijah getting his hand on that. If he doesn't get his hands on it, that's an easy pick for the safety. If he hits Elijah, we might be getting an oh my touchdown call from Joe Krause.
He called holding. I think it's safe to say, too, that the MCAT's punter is probably going to be the biggest punter built-wise that we're going to see. He is built like a linebacker.
Yeah, he is.
He's the one kid that doesn't have his height and weight listed as a freshman. But
he actually fielded that snap pretty good and had a good punt there.
He's a big kid.
Now Johnson will come in, and he'll line up to the right of Nab. Fake on the jet sweep. Nab keeps the football. Not much there at all. Not sure I like the call, but he
safe.
So 2nd down. 6:15 remaining 2nd half. Second and 12. Football out to the 28. Johnson again to the right of Nab, who's in the gun. He's been there all day. Snap the Nab, clean. Hits Johnson at the 30, 35, 40, 45. He's at midfield, and he rumbles down the field, crosses over the 40-yard line before he's finally brought down. And you can see that develop before they even snap the football. And a big gain for Johnson. And Eastern again on the move with 5 minutes and 35 seconds remaining.
Great call there by Nate Henkel. I love that wheel route with Curtis Johnson coming out of the backfield. He is such a tough matchup for anybody. Using his speed to get down the sideline. Great play. Big conversion there, playing behind the sticks to get a first down.
Out of the backfield.
So 1st down and 10. They mark him out at the 37-yard line. 5 minutes, 10 seconds remaining. Nab. Short pitch and catch.
He knows he didn't throw it where he wanted it.
Yep.
Really caught it. He was behind the line of scrimmage.
At least it went forward.
even if it went backward, if he caught it, it's where it's going to be spotted. So
I'm saying if it goes backwards and he doesn't catch that,
That's
it's
a free
live.
ball.
Yeah.
it's a free ball, a live ball. Yep.
By the way, that was not an easy play for him to make. That was down on the blade of the grass.
I'll take the 5-yard loss.
Second down and 14. Football back to the 42-yard line. Nab. Pass complete. That's Swinton. Cuts back up towards the center of the field. Maybe should have stayed to the outside, but he does get back close past the original line of scrimmage. It'll bring up third down.
Great play there by Eddie Swinton. And Coach, we talk about it all the time, those yak yards. That could have been just a 4-yard gain, but Eddie got another 5-6 yards out of that. Great job by Eddie Swinton of making a cut. Maybe if he cuts outside, he's still running, but still got great positive yards after the catch.
And I think if we don't get the first down here, we're in 4-down territory. I don't know that we can kick from that far.
Third down and 8, 3:51 remaining. Johnson to Nab's left. Fake to Johnson. Nab's going to keep. He's got good yardage. Crosses up over the 30-yard line. And he's going to be short of the line to gain. It'll bring up fourth down, 4th and 1 for Eastern.
Quick snapping.
4th and 1 on the 28. 3:10. Clock on the move. Nab, snap to him. He keeps it, has the first down and more. He's free, and then he's finally brought down, but he picks up the first down.
And that's a great confidence builder for this young offense.
Good push by the offensive line.
A great push by the offensive line. Good job by everybody blocking. Great job with Brett following his blockers. I think John Nolik makes that kick if they have him kick it there. But I think it's for Nate Hinkle to know, right? Like, for Nate Hinkle to know he can get that play and call the right play in that situation. I like that call.
Good block by Dylan Weathers. And Johnson, they both led block that and leave Brett follow him.
Now Nab gives it to Johnson on a first down carry. And 2. Take 2 on the carry.
Take this down to the 2-minute. Take your time scoring, go into halftime with a comfortable lead.
Yeah, so I like Dylan Weathers too, the fullback. I think he's from Alabama, and I was talking to him during training camp, and he's like, "Hey," I go, "How'd you find Eastern?" He goes, "One of the coaches DM'd me and told me to come up here, and he's got quite the Southern accent, but he's a great addition in there at fullback."
So second gains a yard, or they gain a yard. Second down and 9. We reached the 2-minute mark here of the second quarter. Football's on the 21. Eastern knocking on the door. 29 points up on the board. Here has to be, I'm sure, without checking the stats, the most points scored in the first half by this young squad. Eastern University, this one becomes the new Mendoza line in the records books as they get 29 here in the first half and looking to get more.
Wasn't 35 against FDU last year. Most.
Not first half.
No, but I mean most in a game.
Most in the game, right?
Now,
Yeah.
Now you're knocking a half out.
Plus,
they're looking at 36
to
here.
do this in a half opening game. I'm sure Coach did not want to see that his players would say, "Hey, we're ranked in the preseason poll." I think he would have rather been ranked 8th or 9th, maybe just ahead. Right?
We're awful.
And,
we don't have anything.
We're terrible, right? And to go against a non-conference school that you really don't know much about, they're coming down here. They have a lot of kids from Philadelphia on their team playing for something. And just to come out and do what you did in every phase, Coach. Actually, I'm going to say 4 phases. Coaching, offense, defense, and special teams. They've won it all so far.
Second down and 9. Nab out of the gun. Gives the football to Johnson. Cuts back up towards the center of the field. Tackled down close to the 15-yard line. Bring up third down.
And I'm old school coaching wise. I don't care who we're playing. You go out and do your job. If it ends up 36-0 at half, then so be it.
It is. No, you're not going to tell these kids to let off. It's that was a great run there by Curtis Johnson. I love it. He cut outside, cut inside. He's a good tough runner too with Jeremiah Brilliant. We got to come up with a name for those guys. The 1-2 punch that both those guys are, Johnson and Brilliant. I'm gonna throw Nab in there.
Well, Johnson's in there now again. 3rd down and 4, football on the 16. 1:15 remaining. Short pass across intended for Smith, but looks like it hit Smith in the shoe tops, and it's incomplete, close to almost going behind the line again, right?
I like them trying to get Nasik Smith out in space because he's a dynamic guy. Remember him from last year. You get him out in space, he's a tough matchup and can run away from a lot of guys.
There's one throw that Brett struggled on today so far, it's been a little short in the backfield pick.
So Nolik will come in for the field goal attempt with 1:12 remaining.
And we get the ball to start the second half.
Nolik has been busy here in the first half. Snap, Nab on the hold, up, and the kick is up, and it is no good as it hits the upright, and they turn the football over to the AMCAT, so all that, and they come away with no points.
Plenty of height.
Well, plenty of distance, plenty of height, just hit the post.
Yep. It's just part of the game. It's part of being a kicker. And what I tell young kickers is it's all about the next kick. So it's all about his next kick. You push the refresh button. That one's over. Go to the next one and make the next one.
Coming from a couple of DBs who always say it's always about the next pass, right?
Especially when that receiver's running by us. But John Nolik's been really good. So it looked like a good snap, good hold. Just push it a little bit to the left, but hit way up on that upright.
And as a DB right now, if they come out aggressive, I'm looking for a pick. If they're looking to get out of the half, then just get out.
106. Boyce is firing. Snap out of the gun. Pass complete.
So again, this MCAT
Filippo on the end of that pitch and catch.
The MCAT team, they are young. I mean,
Under a
little
minute,
bit, but they're a young team. So you got to keep having your guys keep going, right?
Gain of 6, 2nd and 4. Football on the 26. Boyce under pressure, steps up. Now he's going to run, has the first down, and then he steps out of bounds.
You know, Coach, sometimes you prove me if I'm wrong, but sometimes you learn from a team when they're getting their, you know what's kicked. What are they? How are they going to respond? How they respond at halftime, and how they respond in that third quarter. And I think that's what this coach wants to see from his AMCAT team.
And same on the flip side, you want to see how your team that's up responds.
Absolutely.
Did they quit? Like this is over. Let's not work hard. But at some point, we're going to see younger kids coming in here.
So 1st down and 10, football on the 32. Right to left for the MCATs. Boyce, the freshman quarterback, in the gun. Takes the snap. Now he's under pressure. Now he rolls. Now he takes a shot down the field. He's got a receiver down there. Pretty man-up, good coverage by Eastern. That was Filippo, the intended receiver. No shot there. Excellent coverage by the Eastern. Kyrie Taylor, number 23, was all over Filippo, and that pass falls incomplete. 2nd down and 10.
What I like is he got his eyes out of the backfield because this kid now is running around.
Hey, great job by Kyrie. He's a sophomore out of Philadelphia. Makes the opening play on the kickoff. He's a backup defensive back. Now he's in there playing and had a really good coverage there.
2nd down and 10, football still on the 32. 29 seconds remaining, opening half of the 2025 season. Boyce in the pocket, stand, fires, got his man, number 11, hit him in the hands, but it falls to the turf and is incomplete. Anthony De Silva had it and dropped it, and a great-looking pass by Boyce put it right between 3 Eastern defenders.
Hey, so next year when we go up there, this kid's going to be a tough quarterback because Eastern's going up there next year. They're finding their quarterback, that's for sure. The AMCATs are. He put it right there where only the receiver is going to catch it. Really soft, really nice ball between 3 Eastern defenders. That was a beautiful ball that just fell incomplete.
How long a drive is that one?
3rd down and 10. Cadet on the carry. And that's going to do it. Let's get into the locker room, boys, and call it a first half. As
someone took a timeout. I think we did.
13 seconds remaining.
I think we might be coming with a punt block.
I think he wants to see if Justin can return one for a TD.
So Eastern takes a timeout.
I like the timeout that it forces him to punt.
Yeah. Hey, Coach, to your point, I mean, you want to see how you, like, I know it's 20-9-0, but there's still a whole half to play, right? So you got to have your guys keep it going, stay on the rails, and it's tough to finish off a game in the second quarter.
Well, this is new territory. They've never been up 29-0 in a game. Again, got to learn how to lose. You also got to learn how to win.
Absolutely, Coach. And you know what? You want to see different, you're putting all this stuff on tape now, right? So maybe they're going to run something different to throw off some teams of what you might be doing on punt return.
53, Abdul Bagura is in the punt again. Nicolopoulos is back deep. He'll stand on his own 30. 13 seconds. Snap is
I
good.
think they put a return on.
Big kick from Bagura, and he goes out of bounds all the way back at the 15-yard line, kicked away from Nicolopoulos. So the offense will have to come out and snap the football.
I think you just take a knee here and get out.
4 seconds remaining here in the first half. It's 29 for your Eastern Eagles, and the MCATs still at 0. First half of football from the campus of Eastern University. We'll be right back here next week, 1 week from today, for game 2 of this season. Alvernia comes to Radnor Field, or Radnor Road Field, and we'll be right here across the JAKIB Sports Network, bringing you all of the action. 1st and 10. Wait for Nab to take the knee. And that will bring our first half to a close. Don't forget, I'll get some last minute first half comments from you guys, and then we'll pause for a break. And then the president of Eastern University will join us here, Warren, at halftime. But give me some assessment, and then I'll go to Coach B and I'll get it from him before we take a break.
Well, I'll tell you, I mean, you come out here with all the fanfare, game 1, the Star Spangled Banner sung by Sean up here, and then the game starts. And I'll tell you, right from the opening kickoff, Eastern just really took their grips on this game, and you could tell they had a great training camp because all 3 facets of special teams, offense and defense, were all coming together. I thought the coaching staff called a great game so far. I mean, exactly what you want to do against a team that I think, if you were coming in here, you're favored, first time ever.
I was anxious to see their personality after last year's end. And the personality is they're here to play football. We're in this conference. You're going to have to deal with us.
So, Coach, you say that for after Stevenson game, those guys they had a tough loss. They come back motivated. Last year, they beat FDU. Next day in the weight room in November, everybody's in there getting ready for the season, and it shows on the field today.
Halftime here at Radnor Road on the campus of Eastern University. The Eastern Eagles, 29. MCAT, no score. You're listening to Eastern University football on the JAKIB Sports Network.
It's fall, which means you're probably hearing a lot of
pumpkin spice lattes are everything.
I just love sweater weather.
Football's back, baby.
Oh, check out the gorgeous colors on that tree.
I'm loving my MBA program at Eastern University.
That's right. Fall means back to school, and it's not too late. You can jump into Eastern University's MBA program every 7 weeks. Earn your degree fully online and finish in just 1 year. Apply today in as little as 15 minutes at eastern.edu/MBA.
If you own a company and you're not producing a podcast, you're missing out. The public consumes messaging when they're ready. Join the professional podcast network of companies and let JAKIB Media Partners put you in the podcast arena. Come to our professional studio, or we'll come to your place of business and professionally produce your company podcast. Call JAKIB Media right now at 267-261-3428. 267-261-3428.
The following is a presentation of JAKIB Sports.
Devon Johnson, Pittsburgh, PA, Bomb Squad.
Isaiah Guy Bruton, Chichester, PA, wide receiver.
Justin Nicolopoulos, Philadelphia, PA, wide receiver.
Derek Swain, Willenboro, New Jersey. I play offensive line.
Braden Curry, Buffalo, PA, fullback. Jay Entire, North Philadelphia Aztecs, DB.
Shemai Pud Clack, Northeast Philly, D tackle.
Martin Juju Campbell, North Philadelphia Aztecs, D1. DeAndre Salters, Philadelphia, wide receiver.
My name is Tobias Cook. I'm from Allentown, Pennsylvania, and I play long snapper.
Jason Bateman, Upper Darby, linebacker. Willemski LaFontaine, West Palm Beach, Florida, defensive lineman.
And we're back here live on the campus of Eastern University, where the first half is in the books. Game 1 of the 2025 season. And as our guest rolled into the press box, he gave a wow. And I think that's how everyone, Warren, in the stadium feels. A big crowd out here to be a part of Eastern football. It is so incredible to see the crowd that has filled this stadium and watch this football team get off to a great start here in the first half.
You know what? I'm going to take the other direction on that. It is a well, but to me, how they finished last year against FDU and the momentum that they had and the offseason that they had, the preparation during training camp, the recruiting that Coach Billy Crocker has, the depth that he has on this team and what they did during training camp, I'll tell you, it all checks all the boxes. And this Eastern team is ready to compete, not only on the football field today, but in the MAC conference. Really excited. So we're very lucky to have Dr. Ron Matthews in the box with us. Doc, I'll tell you, 2021, you hire Coach Billy Crocker. Could you have ever imagined this? I mean, you know, we've talked to you every year about the progression of this program. And more importantly, not the progression of Eastern football, but Eastern University and the athletics, and also all the kids that go there. It's just been amazing.
I don't know how to find words. First of all, let's start with the game. They look like they've been playing for weeks, and they were focused, they were controlled, they were aggressive, but not overly so, not reckless. And kudos to Billy Crocker and to his staff and to the athletic director, Brian Bingaman, and I'm just so grateful to sit here and watch this. And of course, I'm listening in the background to the band, looking at the cheer team, the dance team, and it's great weather. I mean, come on, this is amazing. And to get 29 points in the first half, amazing. And I do have to say, that game that we ended with last season was a memory. I mean, I was jumping, screaming, losing my voice, how they came back in that second half and took the game. Amazing.
Now, remember when we first sat down at the very start and I met you, Dr. Matthews, for the very first time, and we had a little one-on-one interview in your office about the vision, about where the university was going to go, about a president with a big music background who was going to come into this Radnor neighborhood and take this university to a place that it's never been before. And you're on the road. I want to give you the platform to be able to talk about some of the other things that are happening here at Eastern. It is amazing, sir.
Well, it doesn't happen with one person. It's a team, and we have amazing people at Eastern University. It's the faculty, the staff, the cabinet that I get to work with. They are so passionately committed to our mission, and they're great thinkers and innovative thinkers. So I'm just so honored to be able to serve in this way. And to see that when I started, this is my 8th year already. I can't believe it. But we started football, you know, this is our 4th year now, 3rd year of competition. And to see the 3 A's that I've talked about, academics, athletics, and arts, because they all represent the communities that are here. We're all student athletes. We're all student artists. We're students first. And then to see how that branches off into life that includes discipline and beauty and preparation and physicality and vision. Really, I just can't find words. When I first started, we had a head count. I think it was under 3,000. This semester, we're probably going to be over 10,000. And it's just been amazing to see the energy, the vitality, and really the blessing of God to help us live in our mission, which is faith, reason, and justice. And that mobilizes us. It shapes us. It helps us with every student to say, what are you going to be and do? And what do you bring to our community? Everybody owns the community. They're all part of it.
Brag a little bit about the new Arts Center, because listening to you before we actually came on the air today, talk with Warren about it in the press box. Man, it sounds incredible.
So, you know, I feel like I had to get out of music in order to do something for music. It was so funny. So we've moved music to one of our premier locations called Fowler Hall, which is perfect for music and the arts. We moved the former space, assigned that to Templeton Honors College. They haven't really had a home for 25 years. This is their 25th anniversary. We finally have a permanent site for them. And out the back of the Templeton Honors College, we've added this addition, which is a huge addition with a state-of-the-art auditorium now called Clemens Hall, Clemens Auditorium. Seats about 160, flawless acoustics, beautiful, even attention to nuances like wood appointments, engravings, artwork. We have an art exhibit room. We have classrooms, lecture halls, and this is really a pearl for our campus to have a new building, first brand new building in 20 years, and to have this available to the whole student body. And of course, home for the Templeton Honors College, which really represents students that would or be able to go to Ivy League. And instead they come to our honors college because of the integrative nature that they can be any major and with high academics can get into the honors college. So such a great distinction there. Music, we are seeing the evidence of that now that they have a home that's spacious and available. Really, it feels like we're looking into the promised land right now.
We're talking about the promised land. Let's go into some of the things that you built. Another thing you built, your baseball stadium, as well as the sports that you've been growing and bringing onto this campus. Tell us a little bit about that and why that is so important to Eastern, because for Joe and I and Bernie, the student athlete experience for kids to come in and get an extra 4 years of playing, whether it's an instrument or a sport, to get in that grind of your scheduling, because college, the first thing you come to college is, well, I have a lot of free time, which sometimes can be not so good, right? So all of a sudden you come to Eastern, you're going to be doing something, whether it be a sport or in the band or whatever it may be. But tell us about some of the things that you brought in, especially that baseball.
Yeah, so I'll start with some of the sports. We added flag football last year, wrestling this year for both men and women. And then during this past year, we've done a complete rebuild of our baseball stadium, and it's gorgeous. And Eastern has always been committed to trying to be its best, but we haven't had the resources to do it. And now to see the season where we have resources that we can invest back into our people, our students, and our facilities, which we're kind of tired, and a lot of schools wrestle with this deferred maintenance and all of that. To have so much new stuff going on, parents come on, they see large, buildings, they see machinery. I mean, it's just alive. The baseball field is fantastic. I mean, it was a couple $1 million to do it, but it's worth it. And we are heavily invested in baseball and, of course, women's softball. So it's been great.
We're visiting with Dr. Matthews here at halftime of game number 1 of the 2025 season, and Eastern has 29 first half points up on the board. Don't forget, we're right back here again 1 week from today. Alvernia will come into Radnor Road to face what looks like, Warren, a very tough Eastern Eagles season. I've got to ask you, Dr. Matthews, did you ever think that it would get to this? And now that it's here, what do you see next?
Yeah. So higher education is still under stress.
Yes, it is.
So we have to carve out the niche that is Eastern University, the brand, the marketing. Unfortunately, that's been happening in our extremely successful online space, both undergraduate and graduate, and also affiliations, partnerships with organizations abroad. So our students have opportunity to see the world and participate in stewarding their lives and gifts in context of other communities. That's how life works. And so that's definitely part of our forward going. And we want to still think creatively about what does the on-campus experience look like. We have over 40 student groups before we even get to organized athletics and organized performing ensembles. I was just talking to the leader. He's a sophomore. He's a student chaplain. He's overseeing our student group that deals with homelessness in Philadelphia. Every other week, they're down there giving out food. And I think that's the heart of Eastern. It's not simply what we get, it's what we give. So I think if we keep expanding with the thoughtfulness of what we are, I think there's a future ahead for us.
Stay humble, stay thankful, keep finding ways to help others. And it's a beautiful, and it is a beautiful thing to be a part of the Eastern University growth and process. Hey, I'm going to brag. We're going to get a chance to do something this year that we started our conversation with Eric McNally 2 years ago, the former athletic director, about doing a college game day before one of the home football games. Well, we learned today that green light has been given to us for the homecoming game. Right, I'm not.
Well, I don't know. If we're supposed to announce it yet, but yeah.
I just did.
You did. I know. So yes.
All right. So,
I
you
think
can tell by the surprise on his face.
Yeah,
but don't worry,
it'll be good.
It'll be a great gathering. It's going to be an incredible broadcast.
So we always talk about the Eastern difference, and I always say it's all in the follow through. You can say you're great. You can say all these different things. We see it. I meet these kids. I go out and meet the parents. It is. I'm telling you, it is a special spot, and I'll tell you. You know, from the top down, from all the little things you do, from your facilities to how you treat your players, the extra things, it's just amazing. And just so you know, it doesn't go unnoticed. And I remind some of these parents, like, I know you're at Eastern, so you never know what else is out there, right? So you think this is the norm. This is not the norm, like, you know, for all the things you guys do. So it's just a really special spot. And I just love that you guys can say to your board of governors, hey, we thought football would work out. It's tough to work out. We can talk to some other programs about that, right?
Yeah.
And at Eastern, you know, last year you're 5-5, and Bernie was talking about it on air. You know, if we don't have a winning record, we probably say this is not a successful season. When it's just playing the games in year 4, you're a successful program. So, but I'll tell you, you guys doing everything right. And we're just glad to be a small part of that. Of talking about Eastern.
So appreciate what you bring to us. I mean, you're consummate professionals. You're articulate. You're enthusiastic. You care about our students in ways that's not just transactional, and that means so much because that's the difference, right? That is the Eastern community. So I'm glad you're part of it.
Well, I think I just started getting alumni letters saying, you know, donate to Eastern. So
you're in.
I'm in.
I got a baseball stadium to pay for, brother.
Exactly. I'm an alumni.
And a big wrestling mat to buy.
Exactly.
Dr. Matthews, well done, sir. Well done. It's great to have the doc with us here at halftime. We'll take a commercial break. Your score at the break, 29 for the Eastern Eagles and 0 for the AmCats. Back in a moment.
A lot of
Pumpkin spice lattes are everything.
I just love sweater weather.
Football's back, baby.
Oh, check out the gorgeous colors on that tree.
I'm loving my MBA program at Eastern University.
That's right. Fall means back to school, and it's not too late. You can jump into Eastern University's MBA program every 7 weeks. Earn your degree fully online and finish in just 1 year. Apply today in as little as 15 minutes at eastern.edu/MBA.
If you're a small business owner, a 1099 employee, or a contractor, and you need help with your health insurance, do you know who to call? We're here to help. We are JSH Group, Healthcare Solutions of PA, and we've been helping our friends and neighbors for over 20 years. With all the changes happening in the health insurance industry, there's no need to worry. JSH Group, Healthcare Solutions of PA has you covered 24/7, 365 days a year. Contact broker owner Jan Riegel directly at 610-483-8426. That's 610-483-8426. At JSH Group Healthcare Solutions of PA, we provide customizable plans fitting any specific need because we have a plan for everyone. The One Big Beautiful Bill was recently enacted by Congress. Many provisions such as no tax on tips and no tax on overtime can help reduce tax liability for many taxpayers. Are you unsure how the provisions of the bill will impact your taxes? Want to avoid any unforeseen surprises when filing your 2025 tax returns? Then you need to contact the tax professionals at Mankowski Associates, CPA, LLC. They will review your returns and provide guidance on how the changes will impact your return. They can be reached at 215-682-7366. And be sure to mention Eastern University for special discounts. That's 215-682-7366.
following is a presentation of JAKIB Sports.
And we're back here live. I'm going to turn it over to Coach B and Warren to go through some of the first half statistics from this afternoon. Again, a big offensive output, and also don't want to get lost in that 29 points. A pick 6 for the defense. Eastern 29, the AMCATs still no score. Eastern will get the football when the third quarter gets underway.
Yeah, when you have a defensive touchdown, that obviously means that you're doing something right. I'll tell you, the offense has been. I really like how Nate Hinkle's been calling this offense. Bernie and I talked about it before. It's one of those things where he can kind of take the training wheels off, right? Right, Coach?
Absolutely.
I mean, it's you got the guys, the horses to do it. And I'll tell you, they're coming through. We got 2 touchdowns by Jeremiah Brilliant. Brett Nabbs really had a really good game. Is how he's managed the game between throwing it and running it. And I love how they've been using Curtis Johnson. They got big play Swinton. Eddie Swinton had a huge catch there in the beginning of the game where he just went up and took it away from the defensive back. And that's what you want in your big body receiver when they're down here. And then Justin Nicolopoulos has made some really good catches too. And, we lose focus, but the offensive line, I think, has played really well. They had that one bad holding call on that long Brett Nabb run, which probably took about 65 yards away from Brett's stats. But, it's just been a really good first half for this Eastern football Eagles team.
Yeah, I was going to say, our offense is coming up on 300 yards total. Brett's got 96 yards rushing, and that's taken back the 52-yard run. So you're talking about 140 yards rushing for him. Passing is we're at 130. No surprise to see Gashawn Moody leading in tackles.
Yeah, it's so funny. I was leaving that. I was leaving that for you because just look at the stat sign. Anytime, it doesn't matter where you put him on the field. Gashawn Moody's going to make his tackles, and I thought he played really well in coverage too on a couple of those plays. And then also, Jason Bateman, who we talk about, number 30, just flying around all the time, had a bunch of tackles, and then also that made the stat sheet was Shamad Clark. Shamad Clack, and Isaiah Akers, both on the stat sheet. So, we got the receiving, we got Nicolopoulos, Swinton, Naseek Smith, and Curtis Johnson. I love those wheel routes when they get Curtis Johnson on the outside there. He's really a tough matchup on the outside when they get him down the sideline. Those have been the only balls that Brett's actually had a little trouble throwing. Those
little swing pass.
But those short swing passes, which you would think be the easiest, but I think sometimes taking off it's a little tougher.
Aiming it.
He's guiding it, not throwing it.
Yeah,
right.
the one stat that doesn't stand out is we don't have any sacks, but we have been around that kid's feet the entire first half, which has forced him to run. I didn't look at his stats.
It's one of the things, Krause has such a tough time of calling who's in on the tackle because there's 4 or 5 guys, 4 or 5 maroon jerseys always around it. And that's a testament to this defense of how they're coached. Coach Crocker's more of a defensive minded guy. He was an defensive coordinator at Elon and Villanova, a couple other spots before he became the head coach here. So that the defense is a little bit more near and dear to his heart. And he's got Nate Hinkle over there as his assistant head coach, running that offense with total trust there. But I'll tell you, the defense has been flying around.
And I'm sure the halftime talk was, all right, first half we did what we should. We did what we should. Now let's go out and finish it. There doesn't have to be a big speech, but let's not lay down.
And to your point, but finish the right way. Don't get caught up in any like showboating or any stuff. Just finish this game the right way.
Third quarter set to begin here on Radnor Road, and Eastern will start the third quarter with possession of the football. That's Chris Rivera on the return, still on his feet, out over the 45-yard line. Flag comes in after. There was some unnecessary conversation going on down at the 40-yard line. Good return by number 25, Chris Rivera, and Eastern will start in good field position. But we'll wait and see what the flag is. Looking at Billy Crocker walking on the sideline, he's not happy about it.
Yeah, just a little extra block at the end there that didn't need to happen. It's just players staying aggressive. But it's great to see Chris Rivera because he's a dynamic playmaker. And he took Logan McGowan's number of that number 15. So now it's an offensive number 15, not a defensive number.
He's a really good return kid.
But, we talked about this real quick before, Coach, about, this team and how Coach Crocker's been able to recruit. But what he's brought in is depth.
Yeah.
And when you're a young team and you don't have that depth, it makes it a little tougher. And he's got that depth now. And we're really seeing it in full form right now.
So they start from the 26 instead of the 44. Nab snaps, keeps, runs the football, gets out close to his own 40-yard line as the Eagles start moving from our left to right, picks up the first down. Nabs didn't even look to do anything else but run on that play. So good gain for him. First down and 10 on the very first snap of the second half.
And that puts Nab over 100 yards. That Springfield and, there's college math works.
Yeah, there's your running back that can throw the ball.
First and 10 out to the 39. Nab gives the football. That's Aurelian on the carry. Short gain off the left side of the line.
I would really like to see us score here.
Yeah.
To make the mercy rule start on the clock because there are black clouds swirling around.
2nd and 8. Football marked at the 42. Aurelian in the backfield. He'll line up behind Nab. Elijah Knowles out there. Naseek Smith out there. Knowles in motion. And before Nab is able to snap the football, flag comes down.
The guard of the center flinched.
Yeah, I think the guard flinched a little bit there. I love how Jeremiah Brilliant runs the ball. I mean, we've had him at some of our local spots with JAKIB Media. One of our, interviewing him. He's kind of a quiet kid, very thoughtful kid. But I'll tell you, on the field, he is a different cat, man. He just runs the ball hard, hits the hole hard, exactly what you want to see in a running back.
5-yard penalty against the Eagles. 2nd down and 12 now, back to the 37-yard line. Fake jet sweep. Nab keeps the football straight up the gut. Plenty of room for him as he gets out over his own 45-yard line.
And, Coach, I like that play with Naseek Smith coming across because last year we saw Naseek take that jet sweep a lot of times. So I'm sure Coach is now trying to think also Nate Hinkle maybe. Let's put some stuff on tape to have these guys game plan again against us for, down the line here in the season.
3rd down and 3 for Nab in the offense. Football is on the 46-yard line. 29 for the Eagles. Nab is going to fire, and his pass is deflected, and that time full pressure from the AMCAT defensive front, and they knock it down, and that'll bring up a 4th down, 4th and 3.
Luckily they did. Eddie Swinton was 10 yards. There wasn't a player within 10 yards of Eddie Swinton there. Total blown coverage, but good play there by the AMCATs of batting that Brett Nab ball down.
Westfield will come in to punt, so the AMCATs hold. It'll be a 4th down and 3. The football's on the 46-yard line. Westfield handles the snap. Football bounces at the 24, takes a great Eastern roll,
5-yard line.
and it's all the way down inside.
It's a good punt.
10-yard line.
It's a good punt when John Westfield's out there and he does his golf swing. Like he just chipped it in there right to the 5-yard line. Great snap there as well as by our guy Sean McNamara, number 47. And that's how that operation works. Good snap. Good punt there by John Westfield. Great job by special teams on pinning these guys down there.
That offensive play when he comes in that jet motion, it really puts a lot of pressure on the defense because you don't know if he's going to give it to the jet. Is he going to keep it himself? Is he giving it to the back? And is he pulling it up and throwing it yet?
1st down and 10. Boyce gives the football off to Cadet on the carry.
Martin Campbell and Sleeve Nakima in there on the tackle.
Gain of 8, 2nd and 2. Football out to the 13. Boyce is a freshman. He's your quarterback. Number 14 handles the high snap. Pass is complete to Filippo. Good for the first down.
Good tackle there by Isaiah Akers. Outside
And they
linebacker
moved
coming
this-
out.
And they moved the stick, so it'll be good for a first down and 10, out to the 19-yard line. 11 minutes, 10 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Nikolai Boyce, the freshman quarterback. Fakes the cadet, pass complete. That's number 1, Mark Johnson. Falls incomplete.
Drew Beckford coming in, lowering the boom. What do we call that? Separating the ball from the receiver, right, Coach? That's exactly what you. That's exactly what you want to have happen for your DB. Good job by Drew.
So 2nd down and 10. The Anna Maria Amcats here for opening day. 2nd and 10. Boyce, he's going to keep the football after the snap. He tries to get to the outside. Not much there at all, but he fights his way forward off the initial hit and does get positive yardage out close. We'll see where they mark it, but out somewhere around the 24-yard line.
Him and Filippo, for them, both of them don't go down very easy.
They
when
do
get
not.
hit.
This, I'm telling you, they're
Pretty
fine.
poised
They
for a
found
freshman.
it. They found their great poise, exactly, Coach, for a freshman, not to go down on initial contact.
Because he's getting some whooping on him.
They found a quarterback, that's for sure.
3rd down and 5 now for Boyce and the offense. Motion, he's in the gun. Fake the cadet. Pass over the middle is incomplete.
Blitz got to him that time.
And that'll bring up a 4th down, and the Amcats will have to punt.
Yeah, I think that receiver saw number 7, said, I don't know if I should catch that.
And he got hit just as he released as well. We came on that left side. We came off the corner.
53. One of the busiest guys today on the field. Abdul Bagura will be in to punt. Nicolopoulos will stand at his 35-yard line.
I like how Corey David, the defensive coordinator for Eastern, has been bringing pressure on that third down, getting in his face and making him uncomfortable. It's really worked well today. Delay game. And again, these are calls that we're used to, that as a young team when Eastern a couple years ago,
Yeah, I'm not sure
what happened to them.
I'm not sure why they came off the field. Onto the field and huddled. They haven't done it all game.
So 5-yard mark off for the delay of game penalty.
Right, so
Back to 4th and 10.
Got to move the sticks back.
Football back to the 19 now. Nicolopoulos adjusts from the 35 up to the 40. 10:07 remaining third quarter. Gore handles the snap. Short punt. Bounces at the 46, 47-yard line of Eastern. Goes straight up in the air. That's where they'll touch it down, and that's where the offense will come out for their second possession here of the second half.
It's drizzling.
Yeah, I'm hoping we get this game in, but I'll tell you, again, great job by special teams. Great job by Justin of, not trying to do too much, just letting that ball bounce. This kid kicks like a knuckleball. It's really tough to, especially with this breeze out here, really tough to know where to get underneath it to catch that ball. So, and I'm glad that the offense is coming back out here with everybody. I think you should play them.
And they're going to clear the field, boys, because there's a lightning strikes in the area from what you saw, Bernie. Those dark clouds that were up above us, and they are going to clear the field as they should with a weather-related storm coming in. So we'll wait to see and sort everything out. We'll wait to see what happens. I'm going to pause on the broadcast for 60 seconds, and then We'll come back and try and sort everything out and set the table. Your score with the weather delay, 29 for Eastern. No score for the AmCats.
It's fall, which means you're probably hearing a lot of
Pumpkin spice lattes are everything.
I just love sweater weather.
Football's back, baby.
Oh, check out the gorgeous colors on that tree.
I'm loving my MBA program at Eastern University.
That's right. Fall means back to school, and it's not too late. You can jump into Eastern University's MBA program every 7 weeks. Earn your degree fully online and finish in just 1 year. Apply today in as little as 15 minutes at eastern.edu/MBA.
And we're back here live on Cross the JAKIB Sports Network, along with Warren Schmidt and the coach, Bernie Nowatarski, joining us. We're right now in the middle of what is a weather delay as the stadium begins to empty. Both teams now have made their way back to the locker room. If you watch the Eagles game on Thursday night against the Cowboys, kicking off the 2025 NFL season, the same thing occurred. The only difference, there was 4 minutes and 44 seconds remaining in the third quarter of the Philadelphia Eagles weather delay. The Eastern Eagles weather delay comes at 9:56 remaining here in the third quarter, and that's the policy, and that's what it should be. They're going to empty the field, get all the fans out of here as well, and we'll try and get an update as we get it.
Right. And this is not their first weather delay. I don't know if you remember, but week 1, when we were down at Franklin Field, we had a long weather delay. So Eastern's definitely used to that. Obviously, it's a shame because, Eastern was playing so well.
Here it comes.
It would have been, now it's really pouring now.
And now the rain starts to fall down and come down in a heavy fashion. We'll put the headphone. Your score at with the delay, 29 for Eastern, no score for the AmCats. And boy, the storm rolled in quickly. And first with the lightning strike in the area, they cleared the field, and now some heavy water falling from the sky above with a 29-0 lead for the Eastern Eagles. You're listening to Eastern Eagles football across the JAKIB Sports Network, along with Warren Schmidt and the coach, Bernie Nowatarski. I'm Joe Krause. Great to be with you. Let's settle in, boys, because sometimes weather delays go on for a long, long time. We'll see how it plays out today.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping you brought the nuts because we might be eating a little something up here, which we usually don't do. But I'll tell you, just everything about today, except now the weather, has been all Eastern. It was great to have Dr. Matthews in the box talking about all the things that are going on with Eastern, with the new building that they have for the honors and the arts. Obviously, the new baseball stadium I've heard is spectacular. We look forward to getting down there to see that. And then obviously all the new teams that are bringing in. When other universities are cutting teams and cutting athletic budgets, Eastern is adding to the university through athletics and through the arts, and they're doing it the right way. And it's just great to see. It's really a shame for all the fans because this has been a really good game. If you're an Eastern University football fan or football parent, they got to be really happy about what they're putting on the field.
Well, if you look at the weather app, it doesn't look good on the app. Now, I don't know how accurate they are. This was scheduled, according to the app, to begin somewhere around 4, right? And it looks like, let me just make sure I am in
I have one that said it's warnings out till 8 o'clock tonight.
Severe weather alert. I just want to make sure that I've got Radnor, PA in here so I can get it accurate.
It looks like one big cell that's moving towards
One
Philly.
cell moving through, and then it increases where you're looking at
coming across the state.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's some sort of percentage of precipitation in the air for the rest of the night into the early morning hours.
I think it's more for the lightning strikes.
That's what it's for. They play football in the rain. I get that. My question is, and I'm not a meteorologist, and nor do I claim to be, nor do I understand it. But
you're playing one right now in JAKIB Media, which I love.
Well, does lightning strikes stay with the storm, or do lightning strikes ultimately evaporate and the rain keeps coming?
It just turns into a rain.
And the rain's definitely, is not raining as hard right now, so it looks like a cell definitely came through. But I think you also have to look at, and this is just my opinion, is you have a team all the way from Worcester. They have a 6-hour drive. So it's not like, and we don't have lights here. So there's no way that this is going to be prolonged for a crazy amount of time. And, the score is 29-0 too. So, you never want to suspend a game or cancel a game.
What are you allowed to do?
I don't know all the rules. We'll have to ask Dan Mao, the SID for Eastern, if he knows, or Brian Bingham, the new athletic director here at Eastern, if they know what the rule is. I don't know. They have to call the MAC commissioner or whatever that is. But I'm sure they have rules in place for this type of thing. It's just such a shame with, opening day. It looked like the weather was going to come in later after the game was over, and it obviously came in a little earlier, which is really a shame.
Well, you know what Carl says on Caddyshack.
I don't think the heavy stuff's
I don't think the heavy stuff's coming for another hour, so I'd keep playing
through, right?
Unfortunately, the Bishop.
Well, so I was down for that Eagles game on Thursday night. I was down there, and we only saw one lightning strike from the stadium. But again, Krause said this before. You got to have the abundance of of doing the right thing, and God forbid. Everyone's sitting in these metal bleachers, so. Whoever made the call definitely made the right call, especially with the lightning strikes in the area. And hopefully we can get this game resumed and get everybody out here. But it's going to be, it's going to be interesting, like how long a warm up you're going to give the team. You never want to be the guys in there. At least they didn't get wet. They got into the facility before it started raining, so they're not sitting there in their wet uniforms and wet pads. But how long they got to sit in there and then come back out here and play a game is always makes it a little tougher.
We'll try and effort some answers to keep everyone up to date on what or how something like a storm with lightning would ultimately cause an end of the game.
That says lightning
if that's possible. Again, I don't claim to be a meteorologist. I'm just looking at the weather app, and when I see a percentage of rain on the weather app that goes out into the evening hours, but also on that icon is lightning in with the rain. Is it conceivable to think that as we stand up here in the press box in the middle of a weather delay on the JAKIB Sports Network, that the possibility of lightning strikes remain with the storm and remain each hour into the night?
We're definitely not going into the night here because there's no lights. So there's no way they're going to suspend this game till tomorrow because, again, this team's all the way from Worcester. So, it's going to be interesting. Maybe we could try to get, there's Brian right down there. Maybe I'll text him just to see, what the process could be and what the kind of the modus operandi is of what you do in this situation.
Yeah, it's blue skies coming from that way. But there's
that one break on the app. See it? The 3:00 break.
Yeah.
There's nothing there. And then 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and all. I don't want to project or push anything out there that's not reality, but I'm just reporting what I see here inside the press box. We're glad that you are with us here on the JAKIB Sports Network. It's 29 for Eastern. Warren, if you want to go track Brian down, feel free to do so. We'll hold the fort down unless you don't want to dance between the raindrops. But it's 29 for Eastern, no score for the Amcats, and the offense is in possession of the football if and when play resumes. And it was a great day to begin the 2025 season against the AmCats. It was a great performance to watch, Coach, as the offense put up points. The defense had a pick six. And you heard the president who joined us at halftime and joined us live here in the press box with a wow or two. So, and a big crowd, by the way, big crowd in the house.
I was out on the patio during halftime, and the stands are filled.
You know, Krause, it's interesting. You know, we've been doing this for Eastern since the first game, and you know, we got a chance to meet their athletic director then, Eric McNally, who's moved on. But I'll tell you, when we get a text from Eric saying he's listening to the broadcast and still, you know, he's still an Eastern Eagle through and through, even though he's no longer here with us. It's shout out to Eric McNally, because he's part of, you know, he set the standard, he set the cornerstone for all this. He's the one that hired Billy Crocker. And then, you know, obviously we're really excited to be working with Brian. He's going to continue that legacy of Eric. But, you know, when we talk to parents, Krause, or, you know, and they say they hear us, or, you know, hear us in California and Florida and out where all the spots where these players are from, that makes all the stuff that we do up here and all the work that we do up here really worth it and really special. But I just want to shout out to Eric McNally, and we're thinking of you and hope your family's well. And
I responded, by the way, to that text and said to Eric, boy, I hope you find your way up here for the homecoming game. Would love to have him up as up on the stage for the first JAKIB Sports College game day, which maybe I let the cat out of the bag when the president was here.
So now it's happening.
It's out there. It's out there now.
Hey, we've never been shy, Krause.
Yeah, so we put it out there. So what that game day is going to look like we might shape it a little bit next week when we have the conversation.
Well, I'll know if Brian answers me. Brian,
I'm going to need the mascot's head.
Right, exactly.
So
I love that.
We'll get the Del Val head and the Eastern head out there, and we'll get Coach to put it on.
We'll start putting all that together, but I'm super excited for that. I don't know. I figure we'll go live somewhere around 9 a.m. And see how it plays out. So potentially now, what we're hearing up here is that the teams will resume and return to the field in 15 minutes, and they'll have a 5-minute warm-up. So I think what's happening, Bern, they're seeing those blue skies come in, and then they're going to be here for about an hour, and then they're going to leave again.
We need to score right away
and get it and get the clock
moving.
Running
clock and get the clock moving.
And thanks, you know, speaking of the devil, thanks to Brian for giving us that information so quick, so we can relay that to everybody. Because that's, you know, it looks like it's definitely clearing out here, and enough where it's just not raining. Where to Joe's point, like, is there still a threat of lightning? It's not raining right now, so hopefully most of the fans will come back here and watch the end of this game.
All right, let me do this. I'm going to ask everybody to give me about a minute and 20 seconds or whatever it is. I want to fire for you or introduce to you, in no particular order, many of the players that are part of the Eastern broadcast. I'm going to let them do it themselves, and then we're going to an added benefit or an added feature to the broadcast this year. So settle in and enjoy listening for your favorite player here on the JAKIB Sports Network.
I'm Christian Murrell. I'm from East Stroudsburg, PA, and I'm an offensive tackle.
My name is Justin McNulty. I'm from Absecon, New Jersey, and I play offensive line.
My name is Bilal Bay. I'm from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I play offensive tackle.
Dom Franks, Cape Coral, Florida, tight end.
Brett Knabb, Avalon, New Jersey, quarterback.
Curtis Johnson, San Diego, California, BWA.
Eddie Swinton, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, wide receiver.
Eric Smith, Philadelphia, PA, BWA.
Elijah Knowles, Ephrata, PA, wide receiver.
John Westfield, Philadelphia, PA, punter.
Devon Johnson, Pittsburgh, PA, bomb squad.
Isaiah Guy Bruton, Chichester, PA, wide receiver.
Justin Nicolopoulos, Philadelphia, PA, wide receiver.
Derek Swain, Willenboro, New Jersey. I play offensive line.
Braden Curry, Buffalo, PA, fullback.
Sean McNamara, Phoenixville, PA, long snapper.
John Nolan, Aston, PA, kicker.
Jeremiah Villian from Miami Gardens, Florida, BWA.
Dylan Weathers, Bessemer, Alabama, fullback.
My name is Sabora Stevens, Philadelphia, PA, quarterback.
Nasik Smith, Philadelphia, PA, wide receiver.
John Pettit, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, offensive line.
John Mary Dixon, Wayne, PA, wide receiver. Walter Jones III, Chester, PA, wide receiver.
Sean Olatenko, Wilmington, Delaware, tight end.
Cody Green, Washington, D.C., offensive line.
Jaden Johnson, Gettysburg, running back.
Chris Rivera, Raleigh, North Carolina, wide receiver.
Mason Rotelli, Exeter, Pennsylvania, quarterback.
Vaughn Wheeler, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, wide receiver.
The following is a presentation of JAKIB Sports.
Some of the players that make up the 2025 roster for the Eastern Eagles. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome into the JAKIB Sports Network as we are in the middle of a weather delay in the third quarter. 9 minutes and 56 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Eastern has a 29-0 lead, Coach. We are hearing that the both teams will return to the field shortly, and then we'll have a 5-minute warm-up before play resumes. And it looks like if things are accurate, according to the weather app on my phone or your phone, they want to try and get this game in there where there is that one, looks like to be about an hour window of time that they may have an opportunity to get this second half in before the rest of the night gets washed away.
Yeah, like I said, if we're getting back on the field, let's score, get this to 36, and then run that clock. Because I think, again, we were both saying we don't know what the rules are, but if it gets to 36 and it's mercy rule timing, and that next one comes in, it doesn't make much sense to continue.
Yeah, no, at that point, I would agree.
I don't know what the rules are, but if you're up 36 zip and it's mercy rule on the clock, so I don't know.
Well, and as Warren pointed out, and rightly so, the AMCATs aren't driving up to Allentown. No. They've got a 6-hour trip ahead of them. Who are the Ann Maria College AMCATs who are here? We will go visit their campus next year. The AMCATs finished the 2024 season with some big offensive numbers. They played in the ECFC. They finished the year ranked 11th in passing and 16th in total offense. Their record was 4-5. They put up 474 yards a game. Yeah. Now, that's not the freshman quarterback who you're seeing today, but that's what that offense did just a year ago. And then, of course, their transition now into Division III football, playing against the Eastern Eagles. We'll see. They got a good quarterback, though. He can sling the football. Yeah. He's just a freshman.
Yeah, and this kid that left threw for 6,700 yards, 900 yards rushing. I mean, and like I said, it says there that, they averaged 30s in points, but they also gave up 30s in points. So I tried to look up some of their scores. I imagine they were in shootouts, 45-38, 35-30. And you go through growing pains. I mean, you lose big players, you got to come back with what you got and hope that the next guy steps up. I mean, they're not a new team. They've had football for a while, but they're young. But like I said, to me, that doesn't matter. You go out. We were young.
Listen, from here, after the game today, Alvernia will be right back here next week at 12 o'clock. Alvernia will come in to play Eastern, and then 2 games on the road on the 20th and on the 27th. LVC on the 20th, the Kings on the 27th, and then there's a bye week in between the Kings and Del Val. The Del Val game scheduled or slotted for October 11th. They'll play that game here at 12. And then on the 18th of October, they'll play Albright. So they'll be back-to-back in the month of October at home before going on the road to Misericordia on the 25th of October. So the way the schedule lines out, and this is before we get into perhaps what would be the three toughest games on the schedule. Widener on the 1st of November. FDU Florham will be here on the 8th of November, and you can bet FDU is thinking about revenge from that game a year ago. Although if you go back and look at the MAC preseason poll, Eastern is actually ranked ahead of FDU, ahead of Widener, and tied for third with Stevenson. So think about that. Your final three games on the regular season, this team in the preseason, coming into the season, in the MAC preseason poll, is ranked ahead of all three. Now, anything can happen, as the season plays out. But that's impressive conversation.
When you come to today's game, I mean, you watch the D1 schools, the top teams that are in the top 20, half of them are playing schools that you don't even know of. So you're playing a game like this. You're in a game that you're supposed to win. Go do your job. We're certainly not crowning us, champions, but you're playing a team you should beat. So go out and do your job, win, and get ready for those stiffer competitions. And this is just a test to see what your kids can do, but you got to go out and play.
But Coach, you talked about it before. This is the first time that this team has been favored, right? Maybe against the Reading teams last year, right? So, but I'll tell you, to be coming into the season ranked third, they got a first place vote from a team, and it can't be Eastern. There's another team that voted them number one. So number one in the MAC. It's great for the MAC conference. I mean, the MAC conference, it used to be, it was Widener, Stevenson, and Del Val. I should say Del Val first, because Del Val was going to the playoffs almost every year. The three perennial, teams of the conference. And now Kings is up there. And you got to throw, obviously Stevenson, but then you got to throw this team in there. Eastern's got to be thrown in there. But to coach's credit, and you're a coach's coach. You've been coaching all your life. You probably do the same thing. I don't care what we're rated in preseason. I'm not even going to put that out on my social media. It doesn't mean anything, right? And I know when Coach Crocker's, alone with his family and talking to his wife, he's like, "That's pretty cool that we're at least mentioned there." But I'm not going to mention it to my team, because it's all about what they do and what they've started, how they've started. The start of this season is exactly what you want coming out of training camp, with the kids all back to school, and you got freshmen in there just learning how to be, college athletes, and actually, students living away from home for the first time. It's just really special what Coach Crocker and his whole staff have done to have this team ready, and they're firing on all cylinders today.
Yeah, I mean, again, you come out and do what you're supposed to do. When this one's over, regardless of the length of time, shake hands. It is what it is, and start preparing for next week.
Yep.
This one's behind you, and I mean, they're a young team over there. They're playing hard. They're outmatched right now, and it's going to stay that way.
Well, if the activity to our left is any indication, they're starting to get the personnel and the sideline staff and everything else starting to make their way back towards the sideline. So it appears as though both teams are going to be returning to the field. And when they do come out, they'll have both squads will have what'll amount to a 5-minute warm up before play resumes. So if you're in the house or in the building or watching from down in tailgating or watching from down in your car, it appears that this game is going to get started sooner than perhaps we first expected when the weather delay came in and then the clouds opened up. But now it appears, and again, I say this cautiously, it appears that the most important and the most prudent thing to do is to try and get the game in while that one open hour of time, and maybe it's not a full hour, maybe it's 45 minutes, but the AMCATs now are making their way back out onto the field. These teams are going to play. Play is going to resume. And we'll see how it all plays out before the next cell moves in.
Yeah, nothing ever takes precedent over the kids' safety.
Absolutely.
As well as all the students and parents and everybody,
Yeah,
and
everyone.
fans sitting on metal bleachers, right? So they did the right thing. And to Joe's point, we're really lucky. I thought this was going to last a lot longer. So I'm just really glad that it looks like they're going to be able to play football again and get this game in, and then go on to next week and get ready for because you never want to let down, right, Coach? You have a big opening day win. I'm kind of glad they're home. So you usually don't have a letdown at home. But this, I'll tell you, the preparation that Coach Crocker had for this team, and it's funny talking to him. He's like, I think I need another week, and the coach is always going to say they need another week, right? But they came out ready, and hats off to them.
When they score on this drive, I'd sit Brett.
Let me ask you, Coach. Because we talked about it Thursday night during our coverage of the Eagles game on the JAKIB Sports Network. We were, of course, live with the Green Zone, and we were doing play-by-play of the football game as it played out, and 4 minutes and 44 seconds left on the clock in the third quarter, and both teams went into the locker room, and then there was a long weather delay. You heard Warren mention he was down at the game. So bring us inside for a minute. Forget about the score being 29-0. You're in a game, you're in a competition. You come out of, in this particular case, you come out of halftime, and you get 5-6 minutes or less than 6 minutes of play in the third quarter, and then both teams are forced to empty the field and go back in. What happens when they get in there? Do the players just kind of chill? Does the coach talk to the players? Is it coach specific based on their preference? What happens in there?
It depends what kind of coach you are. You can actually overcoach at this point. You've already talked about what you want to do. You might go over where we're at here. This is what we want to do in this drive. But I think you basically get away from the kids. If I was a player, my shoulder pads were probably off. Depending on how long, if they said it's going to be at least a half hour, I'd probably pop my shoulder pads off,
and make sure you're not eating any bad, like if you're eating any the orange slices, banana, get some fluids in you. The good thing is they didn't go in wet. They weren't out here when it was pouring rain.
The rain.
So I'll tell you, there's nothing worse than being in anywhere with wet pads on and just sitting there.
And how about a little sunshine from the good Lord peeking through the crowd, cloud right now, coming down. So it's nice to see with the Eagles back out on the sideline, and of course the AMCATs back out on the sideline. We'll see if our information is correct in terms of how long each team will get a warm up.
I think it's 7 minutes, but I'll tell you,
I would cut it down to 2.
Yeah, it's great to see Logan McGowan out there getting his guys going. He had his knee operated on ACL and MCL. He totally destroyed his knee, but he says he's going to be back next year, which is great. But look at him doing some of the warm-ups with these guys and being a veteran leader. And to your point, and that's this team now has veteran leadership. Yep. So they're not going to do some of those silly things that they might have done when they're, freshmen and sophomores of, trying to be the BMC, the big man on campus. Now it's an old Bill Belichick line. It's do your job, right?
And the buy-ins,
no matter what you're doing, it's a buy-in and do your job. And these kids have been doing it.
Like I said, to me, they're the youngest experienced team that
I love that. Put that on a bumper sticker and put the fly with us on a hashtag, because you're right. They're the.
I mean, this is absolutely no. I don't want any text or things on Facebook. So no disrespect to Alvernia, but we did Alvernia at the start as a startup, and they're now in 6th season, 7. I don't even know.
Probably 6. It would be their 6th. It would be the 6th season for Alvernia,
and they're still not at this level. I mean, this is it's just a different situation. I mean, they're competitive. They've got good kids, but it hasn't progressed like this did.
As well as what you need in Division 3, there's an extra component too, and it's numbers. It's kids on your roster. So I guess Bernie Nowatarski will be moving down to the Jenkintown and Cheltenham area from this Reading area.
Listen, I'm gonna say this.
I like when we played in Reading.
See the head coach out there? You're looking at a Division I coach coaching at this university. That's what he is. That's what he's done before he arrived here. That's what he is right now. And he has shown that and proved that in action, not in conversation, in the way he handles himself. And as you have said, Bernie, throughout this broadcast, and Warren, you've mentioned it as well, this is a completely different looking team, but it's the same kids. And that is a reflection of the job that the coaches have
They
done.
learned how to win last year.
Yeah.
And now it's contagious.
Yep.
Doesn't mean they're going to win every game.
And most importantly, these kids put the work in. After that FTU game, after that Stevenson loss the year before, I remember Bing telling me, like, the weight room has every football player in it on the day after in November that we lost, and then last year after we won. Every kid was in there, and you see it on the field. I mean, the development in these kids and just their body, what they just look different, right? They unload different now. I mean, it's also the type of kid, to the coach's point, the buy-in.
Yeah.
Are you kids that you bring in going to have the buy-in? And I think, I was talking to one of they call them the original guys, the cornerstone guys that came in 2022, and they only had a JV schedule. I think they played 3 games. And they actually won one of those games against Lev Val on the road. I think they still have 20 of those kids on this roster. And that's just an amazing testament to what to Krause's point of what Coach Crocker has done for this program, for this university, and for this football team, and most importantly for these players.
Yeah.
These guys are going to be, lifelong friends and have great memories, and always be that first team and second team and third team and team 4 and beyond.
And what Joe said about the coaches as well, I have a big problem with the word loyalty. If you're a coach and you get presented with the dream job that you just can't turn down, you got to take it. But also there's that coach that's at a place like this who's easily a D1 coach. He's loyal to this program. He could go anywhere he wants, but he's here. Now, if somebody comes up with some ridiculous offer, they want to pay him $3 million to go over.
I'm actually not too sure about that, because I'm telling you, I know his wife loves this area and their kids love this area. So, we've talked to Coach about that with all the different things that you look for as a coach. He's a head guy of this program. He kind of is running it how he wants to run. And there's
I'll tell you what, he's fired up right now down on the sideline. He wants to get. And
he only knows one way.
Yeah, he does.
He can't dial back, and that's what makes him a really good coach, a special coach.
By the way, if you're listening in and watching in on the broadcast today across the JAKIB Sports Network, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and subscribe to the JAKIB Sports Network, only because the Coaches Show with head coach Billy Crocker returns this upcoming week. Every week, the coach will join us on the JAKIB Sports Network. As we get set to begin and action gets ready to go. The offense is back up out on the field, 9:56 remaining. Nab in the offense ready to snap the football. They'll have a 1st down and 10 on the 47. The fake is to Johnson. Nab goes straight up the field, crosses over midfield. He's hit at the 47-yard line, rolls forward, and we start the game with a Nab carry. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, I'm glad I didn't get it in, because I was going to say I wouldn't be afraid to throw that long on the first play.
Right.
Oh, I cut you off perfectly time, right? 2nd down and 3. Football now on the 47. Eastern will move from our left to right. Warren Schmidt, Coach B, Bernie Nowatarski. I'm Joe Krause, going left to right to begin after the weather delay. Nab out of the gun. Straight back. Looking, now he's going to step up. He sees green. He crosses and gets hit pretty hard at the 40-yard line. But you got to hit him a lot harder than that. When Nab is trucking, he is a strong, strong runner.
The linebacker that hit him ended up 7 yards down the field.
There's not many linebackers that are bouncing off a quarterback and flying five more yards down the field, unless you're hitting Brett Nab.
I mean, he threw a good shoulder in, but he went back 7 yards.
First down and 10. Football now on the 40. 8:48 remaining here in the third quarter. 29-4 Eastern. No score for the Amcats. Empty backfield. Johnson on the sweep. Takes the football. Runs to the far side of the field. Gets out close to the 35-yard line on the first down carry. Give them 4. Call it second down and 6.
We got away with a hold on that one.
Really like that run by Curtis Johnson. He looks like a running. He runs like a running back, an old school running back. I mean, he's just so fluid in there and sees the hole so well.
They complement each other really well.
We got to come up with a name for these three guys.
Second down and 6, 8:08 remaining. Football on the 36-yard line of the Amcats. Now Nab rolls to his right, looks to dump it off to Johnson. Not even close. Bounces in front of Johnson, and it'll make it a third down. Not sure Nab was actually trying to complete that pass. Nevertheless, incomplete, 3rd and 6.
What did that benefit with having Curtis Johnson as he's almost like was a running back, but he's a really good receiving running back / wide receiver when he comes out of the backfield.
Isaiah Guy Bruton goes to the far side of the field. Knowles in off the sideline. Open 4 receiver set to the left of Nab is Avrilian. Now he's under pressure. Now he rolls to the short side of the field, which is our far side of the field, and he crosses over the sticks. There is a flag on the play.
Really late. Got talked into it by the other coach.
Yeah. Another good run there, though, by Brett Nab getting a first down. It's going to be negated by a holding call, but
guys, help me out. Is Nab running the football more this year than last year?
No.
About the same.
About the same.
And it's the RPO.
Yeah, the RPO.
The option of passing order.
It's what he has, and he's making really good reads.
Yeah, I get the RPO. I get the RPO part of it. I'm watching him take a direct snap and look and put the football right under the arm right away.
And that could be a designed run right away.
3rd and 16 following the penalty, back to the 46-yard line. And that's Jeremiah. Is that Avrilian? That is Jeremiah Avrilian. And he stays on his feet and he bangs down. Big run. Jeremiah Avrilian was due to get one, and he just got one here in the third quarter. Big run.
And Coach, back in the day when they're playing behind the sticks, penalty, you get a first down, penalty, you're backed up, you play behind the sticks. Now you give it to Jeremiah Avrilian this year. Offensive line does their job, and what?
Yeah,
45-yard gain.
You'd get the here we go. And that's not happening.
Right, here we go. Incomplete pass and punt, right?
Down to the 13-yard line. First down and 10, 6 minutes, 48 seconds remaining, third quarter. Avrilian to the right. Here comes the fake jet sweep. Now Nab keeps the football, runs to the left, escapes a tackle, and then he runs up, but he's pushed up out of bounds, close to the stick. Should be enough for the first down. Again, Nab that time looking immediately on the snap to run the football.
Boy, he got some nice blocks on the backside that time.
Yeah, I'll tell you, this offensive line's doing. I know they've had two bad holding calls, but that's going to happen, right? This offensive line has been playing really well.
Nab gets 9, short of the line to gain by a yard. Second down, and a yard to go. Football marked on the 6. Nab will be on the gun. Avrilian will be to his right. Nab again, direct snap, keeps the football, tries to cut back up inside. Does he get into the end zone or is he short? They put it up, but it is a touchdown for Nab and the offense. I didn't think he got there, but they did. They give it to him. Touchdown, Eastern.
Oh, he was in by a mile.
Yep. Great job there by Brett.
And that extends it up to 35.
So does that do the clock now in college? No, high school it is.
Nolik in for the extra point. Nab will hold. Snap, hold down, kick is up, and the kick is good. So with 5 minutes and 50 seconds remaining here in the third quarter, it is 36 for the Eastern Eagles. No score for the Amcats. Back in a moment.
Which means you're probably hearing a lot of
Pumpkin spice lattes are everything.
I just love sweater weather.
Football's back, baby.
Oh, check out the gorgeous colors on that tree.
I'm loving my MBA program at Eastern University.
That's right. Fall means back to school, and it's not too late. You can jump into Eastern University's MBA program every 7 weeks. Earn your degree fully online and finish in just 1 year. Apply today in as little as 15 minutes at eastern.edu/MBA.
The following is a presentation of JAKIB Sports.
There we go. And we are back here live inside the press box on Radnor Road following the Eastern touchdown. Now 36 points for the Eastern Eagles. No score for the Amcats. 5:50 remaining in the third quarter.
Joe, I just looked it up. There is no mercy rule in college. However, if the score is out of hand and both sides mutually agree, it could be like if the storm came in again.
Right. Yeah, they probably
They
say,
could mutually agree.
That's enough.
It's enough.
So I want to give real quick our halftime guest, Dr. Ronald Matthews. Great. We really appreciate him coming in the box. And then obviously Dr. Kenton Sparks, who we love, the provost, real big part of all this success at Eastern.
So 1st down and 10, football on the 26-yard line. Freshman Boyce still in there, and he's still firing, and his pass is incomplete. Hits his receiver in the hands. That's Filippo again. He likes him a lot. Filippo unable to pull it in, hits the turf. Call it 2nd down and 10, football on the 26, moving right to left with 5 minutes and 30 seconds remaining here in the third quarter.
Good coverage over the middle there by Chris Forte, the inside linebacker, number 2.
2nd down and 10 for the Amcats. Boyce hands off the football. I don't have a number for you on the handoff.
And at this point, MCATs are working on things that they've got to do. I mean, because you're down 36 and he just ran a dive.
Yep.
So you're working on things that you want to see improved as well.
34 was in white.
Jaden Todd in there, number 39 for Eastern, from a safety position, came up and made a good stick on that running back. Good to call different numbers here.
I would definitely start moving people in and out.
3rd down and 9, football on the 27, under 5 to play, third quarter. 36 for Eastern, no score for the Amcats. Boyce fires his pass prematurely and falls incomplete. Anthony De Silva was the intended receiver. That falls incomplete. That'll bring up 4th down and 9. And the busiest guy of the day out on the field, Abdul Bagura for the Amcats, will come out and he'll have to punt the football. Back deep for Eastern is number 0, Justin Nicolopoulos, and he'll stand down at his 35-yard line in formation to receive another punt.
Even if he completed that, it would have been enough.
No.
It was way short.
Great coverage.
And the punt, Nicolopoulos looks to chase it down, bounces, and then he's going to just let it bounce to a stop, and it'll be touchdown by the Amcats, and that's where Eastern will take over. They'll start 1st down and 10, and they will start at the 29-yard line, their own 29, leading by 36. At what point does Coach Crocker decide to make a change in what the offense is doing? Nab is the quarterback. He's still in the game. Aurelian is the running back. He's still in the game. Dom Franks is in the game. At what point does the head coach decide, hey, we've seen enough, let's get some work in for some of the other players?
I think in the fourth quarter, the problem is going to be is, when you're a defensive-minded coach, you want to keep that to a 0, right?
Yeah, but
still, he's looking at the big picture, I know. So,
well, like you said, he wanted another week. He wanted another week. So he wants the starters to get legs under themselves and be ready to play a full game. However,
right. Because we were here for this inter-squad scrimmage. It was all young guys, but they had a scrimmage down at Rowan where I think gave these guys a lot of good experience and a lot of saying, hey, man, we can beat Rowan here on a scrimmage. We're doing all the right things.
2nd down and 10 as Nab's pass intended for Swinton was too high. 2nd and 10. Jeremiah Avrilian again on the carry. Runs to the left side, far side of the field. Not much there for Jeremiah.
Yeah, if you see Nab drop back and get hit awkwardly or take a big shot running, he'll be out.
Elijah Knowles in, replaces Franks. 3rd and 7. Football on the 32, left to right for the Eagles. 3:45 remaining, 3rd quarter, 36 for Eastern. No score for the Amcats. Opening day here in Radnor, across the JAKIB Sports Network. Nab, out of the gun, fires. Has a pass intended for Avrilian. No shot. Out of bounds. That'll bring up a 4th down, and the Eastern Eagles will punt the football.
By the way, that rain didn't cool anything off. It's 84 yet.
Yeah, they say the AC's on in this press box, but I can't feel it. So.
Number 97, John Westfield, will come in to punt the football. That was an odd series for Eastern. 3:25 remaining. Football on the 32. Westfield handles the snap.
Good punt.
Big, high, booming kick by Westfield.
Bad decision.
Driving the Amcat returner all the way back to just before the goal line. Boy, at that point, let the football go in.
That was going in the end zone.
That was going in the end zone. No need to touch the football there.
Yep.
The
Great punt there by John.
That's like a 65-yard.
Yeah,
punt,
he's got a big leg. He's worked on his drop. I'll tell you, he's that's a difference maker. That flips the field. Great snap there again.
And we were
Sean
talking about it
McNamara.
a little bit. Their punter has a very awkward ball to catch.
He's got a tough ball. If I'm the team that's playing these guys next week, I'm putting 2 returners back there, not one. So you never know where it's going.
1st down and 6. They'll start on their own, or 1st and 10. They'll start on their own 6-yard line. 3:08 remaining, 3rd quarter. 36 for Eastern.
All over him.
Smothered immediately. 2nd down.
He was untouched.
Nothing there at all for Cadet.
That was a big hit.
That was number 44. He's not on the 2 deep. We got to.
He was one of the down linemen.
Martin Campbell is number 44. He's on the 2 box there, War. See him?
He just made a great play.
Made a great play. Lost 3s. Boyce fires, has an open receiver. Good looking pass. Got it. Down along the sidelines. Run out of bounds at the 36-yard line.
We're going to get a safety if it's holding.
And a flag is down.
Either holding or roughing the passer.
Good looking pass by Nikolai Boyce.
He waved it.
That previous play, I got to mention Martin Campbell, 44. Usually you don't see a defensive lineman number 44, but I'll tell you, when your defensive tackles are doing that swim and getting right in the backfield, that's a great thing to have for the defensive line.
So 1st down and 10 out to the 36-yard line. Good shot from Boyce. Out of the snap, fakes the Cadet, passes in the hands and out of the hands of Mark Johnson, who had it and then was separated from the football. That'll make it 2nd down and 6. Great defensive play there for Eastern. Looked like number 6 was in on that play to break and separate the receiver from the football.
That was Eric Wilson, number 6. Great play, as Krause said. Exactly how you want your defensive backs to come up and separate the ball from the receiver.
2nd down and 10, 36-yard line of the Amcats. 145. Boyce looking, Fires incomplete. Make it 3rd down now. Darren Watson was the intended receiver. 3rd down and 10.
I'll tell you, both corners for Eastern have been playing really well. TJ Alston and Jamari James, both number 9 and number 1, have had really good games.
1:36 remaining, 3rd quarter. 36 for Eastern. We'll see what Boyce wants to dial up. Cadet steps up into the slot. Boyce, they put pressure on him. He rolls to his right. He completes the pass over at the 39-yard line, well short of the 1st down marker. That will make it 4th down.
Good job by the AMCAT quarterback getting outside there. They brought some pressure. Gashawn Moody was coming in there searching for him. I'll tell you, I'm really impressed by this young quarterback, coach. I mean, he's definitely showing me something that
he read that
his
pretty
grit.
quick.
He gets out there. He makes the right decision. He throws a good ball. He's got a good fight in him. He's still, clawing for everything he can get. It's good to see.
4th down and 7. The offense still on the field. Under a minute. Boyce out of the gun. Handles, flushed. He's under pressure, and they got him. He falls forward, but he's well short of the 1st down marker.
Nardo Murphy's in on that. Salif Nakima.
That's a yard, actually, positive yard, so not a sack. But they turn it over on downs.
Denzel Dunbar, Martin Campbell. Really, that whole defensive front was in on those.
And with
Well
42 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter,
I'm hoping this is the last 42 seconds that Brett's playing in.
Nab is back on the field. Aurelian is to his right. 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line of the Amcats. Jeremiah Aurelian takes the handoff. He's to the outside. He's racing down the sideline. Is he going to go? Yes, he is. Jeremiah Aurelian into the end zone. Touchdown, Eagles. Touchdown, E-A-G-L-E-S. And the Eagles get a touchdown by Jeremiah Aurelian. 40-yard run.
I think that puts him over 100.
He's well over 100 now, and he's probably going to be the MAC Offensive Player of the Week. I mean, that's 3 touchdowns for him. That's just – you can't teach that. That's just pure – he knows how to be running back, pops it out, runs down the sideline.
And then hits that other gear.
He hits another gear.
Both him and Johnson have the same thing. They hit that outside. They really turn it on.
And now the extra point, the hold by Nab. The kick is up, and the kick is good. So with 31 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter, 43 points for Eastern, nothing for the Amcats. We'll take a commercial break on the JAKIB Sports Network. Back in a moment.
It's fall, which means you're probably hearing a lot of
Pumpkin spice lattes are everything.
I just love sweater weather.
Football's back, baby.
Oh, check out the gorgeous colors on that tree.
I'm loving my MBA program at Eastern University.
That's right. Fall means back to school, and it's not too late. You can jump into Eastern University's MBA program every 7 weeks. Earn your degree fully online and finish in just 1 year. Apply today in as little as 15 minutes at eastern.edu/MBA.
The One Big Beautiful Bill was recently enacted by Congress. Many provisions such as no tax on tips and no tax on overtime can help reduce tax liability for many taxpayers. Are you unsure how the provisions of the bill will impact your taxes? Want to avoid any unforeseen surprises when filing your 2025 tax returns? Then you need to contact the tax professionals at Mankowski Associates CPA LLC. They will review your returns and provide guidance on how the changes will impact your return. They can be reached at 215-682-7366. And be sure to mention Eastern University for special discounts. That's 215-682-7366.
The following is a presentation of JAKIB Sports.
And we're back here live with 23 seconds remaining here in quarter number 3. First down and 10 for the Amcats following the last touchdown by the Eastern offense. It's 43 points up on the board, and the third quarter is going to finally come to an end after a weather delay and kind of some strange plays, and a couple of strange drives there in the third quarter, but it comes to an end. It's 43 for Eastern, no score for the Amcats.
You guys know my feeling on Brett, but if I'm Amcat, if this kid's my future and my season, he would be done for the day as well.
Yeah, I mean, they found their quarterback, obviously. The freshman, I thought he's played really well, and maybe you want to keep him in there just to have him, go through the whole game. But why? Yeah,
what's his backup?
Have the backup come in. I'll tell you, Wayne Clark on that last play, defensive lineman for Eastern, number 38, just made a really good play. We're gonna see some of the other guys playing. It looks like in this game he's gonna be rotating some guys in, but Coach and I talk about it all the time. Next man up. Whenever you get that opportunity and coach tells you to go in and you do your job, guess what? You get another rep. So it's really going to be interesting to see how these younger guys, because it's great exposure for these guys, because at some time they're going to be called to play in a meaningful game. Looks like some quarterbacks are warming up, so it looks like Brett Knapp's day may be done.
Second down and 12 when the fourth quarter begins. The Amcats will move from our left to right. Number 14, Nikolai Boyce is your quarterback. He takes a shot down the field. Cousin Filippo is the intended receiver.
So I know I'm going to give us the announcer jinx, but I'll tell you, this game's been pretty well officiated. These back judges are giving letting the defensive backs and receivers do their hand battling. And not getting in the way of a really good game.
Coach gave you an over-the-shoulder
No, he's
look.
quiet. He's being quiet.
He
But
gave you an over-the-shoulder look.
we haven't had any PIs yet. So being former defensive back, Coach and I were. They're letting them play.
Yeah, they're both hand checking each other.
Yeah, they're right. But that's sometimes called, right, Coach?
Wrongly.
Too much. Yeah, wrongly.
I don't know if that's a real word.
Yeah.
Third down and 12 for Boyce in the offense. He's firing. Steps up. He's under pressure. Tries to get away, and he's set behind the line of scrimmage.
Khalif Nakima.
That's the first time we've gotten to him in the backfield.
Yep. I mean,
and that'll make it fourth down.
Salif has put the work in, because I'll tell you, his body type he was an impressive last year. He even looks more impressive this year. Probably why he's named team captain, but that number 0 in the defensive end spot, he's a difference maker.
Bagor, number 53, into punt for the Amcats.
How many times do you think he's punted today?
Yeah, a lot. He might be their player of the game.
Nicolopoulos is deep for Eastern.
Look at that.
Standing at his 30, steps up to the 33-yard line
to catch
and calls for a fair catch. And that's where the Eastern offense will take over. With 13 minutes and 55 seconds remaining, it'll be a first down and 10. Eastern will start on their 33-yard line.
Stevens or Rotelli? Jason Rotelli.
Number 4 is the new quarterback.
The kid from my high school.
In the name on number 4 here. Do we have him here? Let me.
Rotelli.
He's actually a Reading kid, right?
Rotelli is number 4 in at quarterback now. Flag down on his first snap. He runs to the short side of the field, direct snap.
So I say a good thing about the officials, and then they call a block in the back for you, Coach.
I'm not fond of his line judge.
But again, it's that's the good part of this game is there's some guys that are going to get some meaningful snaps.
Top camera looks great.
So first down and 18, football back to the 24-yard line. 13:35 remaining here in the fourth quarter.
Really nice run there by number 33.
31, actually.
31.
Eric Smith was on the carry. Well, bear with us while we work through and get reset with the rosters. Second down and 10. 13:06 remaining, fourth quarter. Ratellian at quarterback.
I'm pretty sure your
Smith
starters
again.
have put their work in for the day.
Yep.
Not much there. Stop down at the 33-yard line. Still third down and 10. Clock under 13 now. 12 minutes, 40 seconds remaining. Meso Ratelli in at quarterback, replacing Nab. Snap, pressure, hit before he's able to get rid of the football. Hit pretty good.
That was definitely hit pretty good.
And that'll bring up a fourth down.
Great to see him pop up on that. Great to see him get an opportunity. He's a really good kid. He's one of those kids that I have a pregame catch with. I know he's from Bernie's hometown. Really good kid. Glad he's getting a shot here.
So number 97, John Westfield, will come in to punt the football. It'll be fourth down and 10 from the 33. Westfield's been kicking good all day today. Westfield handles the snap, and just when I said that,
the announcer's jank. He's not doing the golf swing on this one.
No, he is not.
He went from 65 to 15.
Yeah.
And the average dropped down. That hurts the average.
The life of a punter.
So the MCATS offense are going to come out starting right at midfield. First and 10, 12 minutes remaining. The freshman quarterback, Nikolai Voice, number 14, still in at quarterback, out of the gun, standing on his own 45-yard line, moving left to right. Snap is clean. Fake fire, short pitch and catch over the middle. Pass complete down to the 46-yard line of Eastern. Gain of 4, second down and 6. Bernardo, number 52, on the stop for Eastern. Second down and 6 from the 46. 11:30. Clock on the move, boys. A lot of time. Fires, pass complete, has his man. Good for a first down and more. Thomas on the end of that reception from Boyce.
It's a tough route to run across the middle.
Picks up the first down and 10 down to the Eastern 32. Under 11 minutes now. How bad do the Amcats want to get a touchdown?
Yeah, it makes that ride back to Worcester a little more palatable.
Boyce in the gun. Snap, pass, complete, short gain. Thomas again.
Jaden Todd there.
Derrickson there on number 89 on the end of that reception.
Jaden Todd there on the tackle there, coming up from his safety position.
2-yard gain, second and 8. Football on the 30 of Eastern. Here we go, boys. Snap, keeps the football, tucks, breaks a tackle. He's got room. He's hit at the 20, stays on his feet, and gets down to the 15-yard line.
Yeah, again, for a freshman, this kid's showing something.
It's feisty. He even did some chatting after
He was
that.
chatting there with the Eastern, the number 22 on Eastern, who came up to make that hit.
He took,
James Spencer.
He took 2 good shots on that.
And he got away from Chris Forte.
First down and 10, now on the 15-yard line of Eastern. 9:32 remaining. Don't forget, right back here next week, 12 o'clock, across the JAKIB Sports Network, Alvernia comes to town. Snap to Boyce. Boyce fires down into the corner of the end zone, and he's got his man. And the Amcats get into the end zone for their first touchdown of the day, and a good-looking shot from Boyce.
It was a good pass, good catch, and he was really covered well.
You know what? That was just a great football play, as Coach says.
Yeah.
It was great coverage out there. Like he's not going to get a minus for that.
The only other thing he could have done was get his hand in between.
That was just a great football play by the Amcats.
Yeah,
I mean, it was great coverage, great defense. The kid just made a great throw and a great catch, leads to a touchdown.
See if Bagura could convert the extra point. Snap is down, kick is up, and the kick is good. So with 9 minutes and 10 seconds remaining.
You think they expected their defensive lineman to be their kicker?
I don't know why they don't
I
put him
think
in
that's
at
a
defensive line.
possibility, right?
I think they should put him in at defensive line. Is he playing defensive line?
That's what he's down as, but he's a freshman.
Oh.
43-7 in favor of Eastern. 9 minutes to play in this one. Don't forget to subscribe to the JAKIB Sports YouTube channel so you get the alert this week for the Coaches Show with head coach Billy Crocker, as the team will look back on this one for just a little bit and talk more about the Alvernia game, which will be right back here next week before they go on the road for 2.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to having Coach on that show because we got a lot of material to talk about, and he'll probably only talk about this game for the first couple minutes, and then hits on to the next one.
And Bakura's kick.
Here goes Rivera.
Rivera's got it. He's got to the outside. And a good return by Rivera. It's out close to midfield.
Coach, we talked about this before, just the different weapons they have. You know, they got Rivera, they got Justin, Justin back there. It's not just one guy, right? They have multiple guys now that are playmakers on this team, and it's showing right today, right? It's going to show out through the whole MAC conference when they start playing MAC games next week. But I'll tell you, the future is bright for Eastern football.
And now in it, quarterback number 7, Sabor Stevens, is in. He snaps in the gun. 21 for Eastern on the carry. I got to go down to the bigger depth chart now.
So we got Sabor Stevens in here at quarterback. Great job by him.
What am I
ready.
missing? Do I have a 21 here? I don't have a 21 on Eastern's offense. Do I have one?
Go on the offense.
Oh, Eastern offense. Here we go. 21. Jaden Johnson. I want to give credit where credit is due.
Absolutely. That's a really good run there by Jaden.
Yep. Jaden lines up behind Sabor Stevens. 8:19 remaining. Sabor out of the gun. It'll be a first down and 10. He's on the 45-yard line going right to left. 21 again on the carry. Johnson. Crosses over the 40.
The new fullback in as well.
Yeah. You do not want to see this. You don't want to see any players get hurt now. Got a player down for the Amcats.
Injured player down on the field. And while there is a injury on the field with 7:55 remaining in this game. We'll take a commercial break here on the JAKIB Sports Network. You're listening to Eastern University football across the JAKIB Sports Network. Back in a moment. The One Big Beautiful Bill was recently enacted by Congress. Many provisions such as no tax on tips and no tax on overtime can help reduce tax liability for many taxpayers. Are you unsure how the provisions of the bill will impact your taxes? Want to avoid any unforeseen surprises when filing your 2025 tax returns? Then you need to contact the tax professionals at Mankowski Associates CPA LLC. They will review your returns and provide guidance on how the changes will impact your return. They can be reached at 215-682-7366. And be sure to mention Eastern University for special discounts. That's 215-682-7366.
The following is a presentation of JAKIB Sports.
That's Jaden Johnson again on the carry.
I'll tell you, I like how he runs too. I mean, it's amazing the depth that Coach Crocker and his coaching staff are getting with his team.
3rd down and 4, football on the 34-yard line, 7 minutes, 22 seconds remaining. Clock continues to run, 43-7. This game's had a little bit of everything, including a weather delay that occurred with over 9 minutes to play in the third quarter. Now, number 7, Sabor Stevens, he is in at quarterback. Here he comes again. Johnson, he kicks to the outside. He's still on his feet, and he rumbles forward and gets down to the 25-yard line, and he picks up the first down. Right on the money, Warren. This kid runs hard, and he kicked to the outside nicely. First down, Eastern.
He does exactly what you want a running back to do. You keep your legs running, keep your legs moving. That was an old school, almost like an Earl Campbell run.
That little old-fashioned
run. Yeah, that Roger Craig, I know we're dating ourselves. Roger Craig was an old running back for the 49ers that ran with those high knees and no one wanted to get near or tackle him low. That's a really nice run. That's what you want to see, in your guys that are probably going to be playing mainly JV games, but when they get a chance to play varsity, come up here and do it. He's going to get more reps and maybe some special teams reps, and that's how it works, man. But it's great to see him run the ball as hard as he is.
A lot of head slaps out there from his from the offensive unit prior to the timeout. It'll be a 1st down and 10. Football now on the 25. Number 7, Sabor Stevens, calling the shots.
Expect the cramping to start.
Right. Well, plus the offensive line loves blocking for guys like that. Guys that are hitting the holes. Guys that are going to keep their legs moving. Good to see both those AMCAP players get up and under their own power and get off the sideline.
1st and 10 from the 25, 6:39 remaining. Smith again on the carry. Gain of 2, 2nd down and 8. 6:15 remaining. Don't forget the Coaches Show with Billy Crocker coming up on the JAKIB Sports Network this week. Now Stevens. Snap. That is Jaden Johnson again.
So I think I just overheard Dan Mal, the SID for Eastern, just say that Eastern just went over 300 yards rushing. I'll tell you, that's a testament, obviously, the offensive line, testament to all the coaching staff to put these guys in the position to do that. Obviously, the playmakers that they have, but I'll tell you, 300 yards rushing.
Figure about 225, 230 of that's from
brilliant.
From Brett and Rilling.
Yeah, it might be. Yeah.
3rd down and 9 on the 24. 5 minutes remaining. Sabor Stevens skips the football over.
That's the one pass we had trouble throwing.
I was just going to say that one thing coaching staff's going to work on with the quarterbacks is that short throw to the out.
Because you need that little bubble screen.
It's a bubble screen. I think I could actually still complete that. I couldn't complete any other ones these guys are.
That's all touch, right?
That's all touch. Yeah.
Touch. 43, John Nolek in. Brett Nab back in the game to hold. Nolek's going to attempt a field goal. Snap. Nab on the hold. Nolek's kick. Is it good? And yes, it is. And John Nolek puts 3 more points up on the board.
Great kick, John. That's a great kick right there. That's where he was warming up this morning.
A lot of distance, too.
So this morning, we're back there. I'm like, are you aiming for those chairs back there? He goes, yeah, that's right down the middle. So great job there by John. Obviously, the coaching staff has huge, confidence in John and his ability. He just keeps getting better and better. I know he works all the time, works really hard on his craft, but it's great to have a kicker that can put it through the uprights.
What was the distance on that?
I think 42. Is that the 32 here? So what's that, a 42 yarder?
Distance on that field goal?
See, my Springfield math works.
40 yard.
40 yard
conversion for Nolek.
It was a little further back, but that's still a really nice kick. And his kickoff has been hitting the goal line here. So again, it's to have a confidence in your kicker to know he's going to make kicks is huge for a team.
Guys, this is a challenge for you in the broadcast booth. You know what it is? When it's 46-7 and there are 5 minutes left in the game, the inclination is your tone comes down, your volume goes down. You got to keep it up.
I've heard that before from
yes,
the crowd,
you have.
But I will tell you, not for this team. I am so excited for this team, this university, everyone that's put this thing together and the vision that they had. It's one thing to say to do it, right? It's another to go out and actually do it. And we've seen other programs. We talked about it. We're not going to mention their names, but we've seen other programs try to build a program. These guys at Eastern have done everything right. And it's the kids that they're recruiting. Obviously, they're good football players and good guys and student athletes. But I'll tell you, today they've come out and really, done everything that they wanted to do since after that last game at FDU, how they wanted to start this season.
46-7, 4 minutes, 50 seconds remaining. The Amcats start on their 23-yard line. Boyce finally is lifted in the at quarterback. Number 7 is in. He is the backup on the depth chart. Dasha Damarkant is the quarterback. He is a sophomore.
The Amcats, they definitely found their quarterback for the future here. We'll see him next year when we go up there to do the game when Eastern travels up to Worcester next year. But I'll tell you, I thought he played really well.
Damarkant in the gun, 2nd and 5 on the 28. He takes a big shot down the field. He's got a man, and he's got him, and the catch is ruled complete down to the 33-yard line, and a good-looking shot from the sophomore.
And again, that's a good pass, a good catch, and good coverage.
That was
it's a football play.
That's just that's a great football player, right? I mean, you're coming cold off the bench, and you throw a 40-yard fade to your receiver and hit him perfect in stride with the defensive back right in his back pocket. Hats off to the Amcat quarterback and receiver for making that play.
So down to the 35-yard line, 1st down and 10, 3 minutes, 32 seconds remaining. 46-7 Eastern.
What I see out of Eastern compared to the past, coming out of that last game, the maturity level of the whole group. Now, maybe not the new kids because they're still. But a lot of new kids aren't playing.
But Coach, they're not doing those stupid penalties. You know what I mean? Those the extra push or the taunt or the whatever it may be.
The overall maturity.
The maturity is whatever coach has done and said to these guys and have the buy-in, they're doing it.
From right now, I mean, we can't predict what the record would be, but I guarantee you they're going to be competitive in every game.
2nd down and 8. Football on the 33. Damarkant takes the snap. He's taking a shot down into the corner. He's got his receiver.
That's the way to play.
And it is incomplete. And there's some hands going on there, but allowed. I didn't see a flag come down. Intended for number 5, and that pass falls incomplete. That's Tyler Withers, number 5 for the Amcats. fighting for the football, but it falls incomplete. Again, good-looking pass
It was in
from
his hands.
Damerkant.
Hey, James Spencer, good job, number 22, getting in, thrusted in the game and making a good play there in the end zone to stop a touchdown for the Amcats.
3rd down and 8 now, 2:40 remaining. Football on the 33-yard line, 46-7 Eastern. Right back here next week, 12 o'clock kickoff, Eastern and Alvernia across the JAKIB Sports Network. Don't forget Coach Billy Crocker as the Coaches Show will have its first broadcast coming up this week on the JAKIB Sports Network. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and listen in every week with Coach Billy Crocker, who joins Joe Krause and Warren Schmidt to break everything down. And also we'll look ahead to the Alvernia game. 3rd and 13 on the 38, 2 minutes, 35 seconds remaining. Damerkant again out of the gun. Now he's flushed. Now he keeps the football. He tucks it under his left shoulder, and he steps out of bounds. Yard or two, a yard actually. So 4th down. 4th and 8. 2:10 on the clock. And they will pause out on the field, and we'll take a break here as well as they reach the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to play in the football game. Eastern 46, the Amcats 7. When we come back, it'll be 4th down and 8 with the football on the 34-yard line. Back in a moment. The One Big Beautiful Bill was recently enacted by Congress. Many provisions such as no tax on tips and no tax on overtime can help reduce tax liability for many taxpayers. Are you unsure how the provisions of the bill will impact your taxes? Want to avoid any unforeseen surprises when filing your 2025 tax returns? Then you need to contact the tax professionals at Mankowski Associates CPA LLC. They will review your returns and provide guidance on how the changes will impact your return. They can be reached at 215-682-7366. And be sure to mention Eastern University for special discounts. That's 215-682-7366.
The following is a presentation of JAKIB Sports.
And back here live on Radnor Road with 2 minutes to play in this one. 4th down and 8. Football on the 34-yard line of Eastern. Amcats trying to pick up a 1st down and extend the drive with 2 minutes to play. Damerkant takes a shot down into the corner. He's got his man, but he is incomplete, well out of bounds, and they'll turn the football over on downs along with my partner, Warren Schmidt, and the coach, Coach B, Coach Bernie Nowatarski. I'm Joe Krause. Great to be with you on this afternoon, game 1 of the 2025 schedule, and it's a great way to start, and you want to leave it there. Don't read the headlines and get ready for next week.
That backup is not afraid to throw it downfield.
That kid caught that.
Yeah, he caught it.
Put out of bounds.
Yeah, he was well out of bounds.
Yeah, but still, he caught it. So actually, they have 2 quarterbacks. But Krause, to your point, one thing we found about Coach Crocker is it's always about 1-0 that week, go to the next week, right? So he's not going to really rest. Obviously, they're going to celebrate tonight, which they should. It's been a long off season, long training camp. Celebrate tonight, but take tomorrow off. Enjoy the family, and then on Monday, hit the ground running, get ready for Alvernia.
Number 4 is Mason Ritelli. He's back in. Remember, Sabor Stevens ran the offense on the last series. Now Ritelli is back in there. Hands the football off to Jaden Johnson, number 21, and the running back. Again, the Eastern offense over 300 yards of rushing the football today. Johnson gets 4, 2nd down and 6, 1:20 remaining. Football out to the 38.
And let's not forget who we played.
Yeah.
You can't blow
Keep
this
everything
out
in
of proportion.
perspective.
Yeah, it's,
Ritelli.
you still did what you had to.
But they
Keeps the
exactly.
football, runs to the short side of the field, picks up the 1st down and more.
To your point, Coach, they didn't have a letdown, which
no.
you don't want to have a letdown. Obviously, first game you should be hyped up and big crowd. And I thought they handled the weather delay really well. They came back out here and still competed, played well, which is obviously the showing of a veteran team
play
to
like
be able to
this
do that.
next week, the following week, when you're in the MAC.
Yep.
Do this then. You could play this.
But it's
team
nice.
10
So
times, you'd be
the last
10-0.
2 years they've started 0-1. They lost to the College of New Jersey, right? So this year they get to start 1-0 going into the MAC.
First time you've got a winning record.
Now 35. Ratelli hands it off. Johnson again. That might be, that should be, that probably will be, and it is the final play of the game. So your final score is going to officially go in the books. Eastern 46 and the Amcats, the Anna Maria Amcats 7. And that's the way game number 1 of the 2025 season will come to an end. And as Warren said, enjoy it. Don't read the headline, and let's get back to work.
So we talk about this all the time, how Coach Crocker pays attention to every detail. He made sure his guys were lined up. He made sure do not chirp in this line. After this, we're running the locker room. We're going to celebrate in the locker room. We're not going to, do anything crazy out
It was
here.
a very clean game.
There
wasn't a lot of chippy.
Yep, which was good. Yeah, and that's how you want these games to be played. You want it to be played on the field. You want these kids to have a great experience. And, good job with we're going to give another shout out to Eric McNally of finding this school to play. I really love the fact that they're not playing a Jersey school or a local Pennsylvania for that first game. I'm glad they're playing a Massachusetts school. Travel next year.
It'll be good for them to travel next year.
But for this team from Worcester to come down here to the Philadelphia area, and they got some kids on the Philadelphia area that's on this roster for the Amcats, I think is a win-win for both schools, which is always good to see.
That got in just in the nick of time, too.
And again, glad we got the game in.
Here comes some more black clouds.
Yeah, and that's what the weather app looked. Again, I didn't want to play meteorologist today, but that's what it looked like. Your final score again is Eastern 46 and the Amcats 7. Boys, great way to start the season here on the JAKIB Sports Network. It's always nice to get a win, and it's always nice to keep that win in perspective as we come back here next week again for game number 2 on the 2025 season. Eastern and Alvernia next week on the JAKIB Sports Network, and glad to be in the house. Warren, I'll give you last word, and then let me do this. Let me go to Coach first, and then Warren, I'll give you last word before I say goodbye.
Opening day, you want to see what you have, what you don't have, what has worked from camp, and they were check mark in coaching, check mark on special teams, check mark offense, check mark defense. They did what they were supposed to do when it comes down to fundamental football. They beat a team that they should beat. But it's over, and we play conference football next week. Time to get back at it.
Yeah, well, they won every phase, obviously. But what I love is just how this team reacted after a huge win last year against FDU, how every one of these guys bought into the program, were there that next day in November, and all that work from November 18th after the FDU game to today showed up on the field. All that hard work paid off. I'm so glad the coaches are going to be able to celebrate, but most importantly, the players to be able to celebrate, to know, hey, you know what? It's great to be preseason third, but we actually may have something, but we got to do it out in the field every day. It's just great to see that they did that today in front of a huge crowd. Great to see. Huge win for Eastern University and Eastern University athletics, and most importantly for us, Eastern football.
Time to live up to expectations.
Yeah, it's the toughest thing to do.
Your final score this afternoon, Eastern 46 and the Anna Maria Amcats 7. You've been listening to Eastern Football across the JAKIB Sports Network. On behalf of my partner, Warren Schmidt, and my partner, or the Coach B, Bernie Nowatarski, I'm Joe Krause. See you next week, everybody.